Greetings, tankers. I'm your instructor, and this is Season 2 of Tank Coach. Here, you will learn all about vehicle types and their roles. Today, we'll talk about the most versatile warriors in the game. This episode is about medium tanks. They are typically vehicles with a reasonable balance of maneuverability, firepower, and protection. They're a good choice for a player who has already learned the heavy tank gameplay and now wants something more dynamic. All tanks are different, and all of them, starting from Tier 6, have roles. Medium tanks are no exception. The versatile medium tank is the most common role. These can do a bit of everything, but it doesn't mean they're mediocre. They can snipe and go on assault when required, so they act according to the situation. Assault medium tanks share some traits with heavy tanks. They excel at close range, while their armor gives some room for error and allows for more aggressive play. This is the best choice for new players and fans of using armor at the front line. Sniper medium tanks have higher firepower and often good maneuverability, but they pay for it with lower survivability. They're usually played at mid and long range. In the hands of a skilled player, they can be successful at close range. Support medium tanks are often equipped with an autoloader or auto-reloader. This kind of vehicle dishes out a lot of damage in a short time. At the start of battle, a support tank is best to stay behind sturdier allies and then look for opportunities to strike when there is more space to maneuver on the map. Let's say you've chosen the vehicle role. It's time to equip your tank for battle. Besides the classic Brothers in Arms and repair perks, take a look at Smooth Ride and Snapshot for more accurate fire. Concealment and Firefighting for increased survivability. Recon and Situational Awareness for better view range. There are many other useful perks that will help you become more effective. Train them and experiment. A turbocharger will make you faster. Put it into a special mobility slot. If you can use a gun rammer, just do it. A vertical stabilizer is desirable for most medium tanks. It's not fitted for low-tier machines, but the following two pieces of equipment can be used. Coated optics will boost your view range. They're useful to have in the second set of equipment that you can unlock with field modification. Improved ventilation is a timeless classic. It improves a bit of everything. It's preferable to use its bounty or improved version. Improved hardening will suit many assault medium tanks. So, you've equipped your tank and entered a battle. In a sniper medium tank, look for a position with bushes and lines of fire to the enemy. In a versatile medium, find suitable terrain for a hull-down position. In an assault medium tank, use a position for damage blocking on the front line. In a support medium, keep behind your allies and act according to the situation. But this applies to any role. If your team is left without light tanks, a medium tank can sometimes also play the role of a scout. But be careful. Tank safe positions, although not far from the front line. Use bushes, fell trees, and hide your hull using terrain and cover. Survive at the start of the battle to have space for maneuver close to the end. Try to attack reloading enemies and break their tracks by shooting their wheels. Remember that medium tanks often have a better rate of fire than heavy tanks and tank destroyers, so you can trade one enemy shot for two of your own. Be nimble and flexible. Be aware of your surroundings and the mini-map to keep control of the situation. Keep close to your allies and see you on the battlefield.
change it, claim what's meant to be. There's no stopping us, we'll be stronger, take the victory. We're gonna rise up, we're gonna take it all, we're gonna rise up. They try to stop us, they wanna pull us down. We know the secret, we won't be falling down. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna get real loud. We're gonna get real loud. So are you coming with us?
The final Onslaught season and the annual cycle will launch with some exciting new features. Now, during the countdown, each team can vote to ban one vehicle, which will become unavailable for all players on both teams. This gives you a chance to exclude the most dangerous enemy vehicle for you and its copies, or propose to ban the least useful vehicle from your own team. If your vehicle ends up banned, you'll have enough time to choose another one. You can learn all the details about this feature in the Portal article. The airfield map has been fine-tuned to better suit the 7v7 format. Erlenberg and Safe Haven have also been adjusted a little. The Dravettes, Caro 45T, and Ares 90 have joined the list of vehicles available in Onslaught. The roll skill of the latter has been modified to support its unique firing mechanic. Available for free rental this season are the Object 140, Foch B, and T57 Heavy. The now rentable vehicles come with consumables, equipment, shells, and 4 perk crews. Only the shells and consumables can be changed. In addition, the 114 SP2 is now available for purchase starting from the Silver Leaf, not the Gold. Remember that this launch concludes the Year of the Dragon. This is your chance to get the super rare Ashbringer.
This is the world's most advanced processor. In entertainment, its rendering speeds render other processors obsolete. Powers cloud services for billions. Helps change the course of climate change. And uses AI to accelerate disease detection and cures. We make the world's most advanced processors, but only with your vision can we advance the world. AMD. Together, we advance.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the AMD Onslaught Legends Series Season 6. Today, joined by Ian for the very first match between Cashback and Sicarios. How are you doing, Mr. Ian?
I can't hear Dak.
My bad. I asked you how you were doing, Ian.
I'm doing great now. I can hear you, Daki.
Yeah, don't worry. The viewers at home could hear anything. It looked a little confusing, but yeah, an important match nonetheless, right? Starting it off with that one immediately. A lot of important matches today still on the schedule, and the schedule looks as following. We are streaming today, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tuesday and Thursday will be the final two playdays of the regular season, but they are important playdays.
Yeah, they are. I mean, obviously, Sicarios fighting for survival. They need to obviously win the next two games to have a chance of getting into the next phase, but or getting fifth, sorry. But yeah, Cashback also need to lose this, so very important today for Sicarios.
Indeed. So keep your eyes trained on that weekend, of course, Saturday, Sunday, not just for the playoffs, but also because you will see who takes the lion's share of the OLS winnings. Prize pool currently at 50,721. That, of course, can still go up until I think the morning of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. The bundles that are available will be there. The Oracle bundle, the one to keep your eye out for. If you predict right, you end up getting an upgraded style and badge. Ian, who would be your Oracle bundle?
At the moment, it would be W, but obviously Hit and Run are also there. Yourself?
Hit and Run. I will get a Hit and Run bundle like I did last season. The season before I got Mafia. That one I had right. Last season I got wrong. But of course, the tokens on the weekend are going to be doubled up. 5+5 available on both Saturday and Sunday. So that will be the lion's share of your missing tokens towards that E75TS that you can get in the token store, the Scorpion, the SU. Plenty of goodies available there. But yeah, it all starts today with an important match, right, Ian? Because the bottom positions have not been decided just yet. Mafia, Weekend, and Cashback are in a three-way race there towards the top four, where only two of them can make it. One has to go out.
Yeah, Cashback and Osagari is obviously still fighting out, and Weekend still hanging on for fourth at the moment. But yeah, Cashback obviously looking for a win today and Weekend to lose, and hopefully getting their fourth place to play in the playoffs.
If Cashback ends up losing that, we'll tell everything. There's potential for 8 points in these 2 days, today and on Thursday. So, you know, Cashback's theoretical potential is 22 still, which Mafia and Weekend, of course, have to be watching out for, especially because today, you see it already there, the third match of the day is Mafia versus Weekend. The one that ends up winning this, no matter what, right, whoever wins it between these two will secure himself in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Just making it all the more important for both teams. Hopefully we'll see some of their best strategies that maybe they've been saving on for, just to make sure they're getting into the top four.
Indeed, the biggest problem I see for Cashback would be a Mafia tiebreaker loss, because then things look really bad for Cashback. That would put Mafia on 22 points, right? With a maximum amount of points to be gained, Cashback being 8. With Mafia rocking a +9 round difference and Cashback scoring a -6. So no matter what happens there, I think Cashback is really hoping that either you know, Mafia just wins clean or loses clean. Tiebreaker, not good for them unless, you know, Mafia ends up winning it.
Yeah, I mean, Weekend have been performing quite well in the last 2 matches. They have won against Sicarios and W, so be a tough one.
It will be a tough one nonetheless. This cashback lineup towards the end of the season, they're in a W situation. Potentially that will turn out great if they do make it to the playoffs, but first they have to get there. Normally dominating, this time around struggling very much so, but recent matches have shown an improvement and a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, they had that slip up against W, the 4-0, but afterwards, you know, they won against Hit and Run and they won against Mafia, which are, you'd say, the favourites, I guess, to win the whole thing. So, pretty good performance.
Yes, indeed. The Sicario lineup, I think, you know, they have made it to Phase 2, which was their, I would say, their realistic goal for this season. They have done that. So, for them, I would say that everything here is practice almost.
And maybe a bonus, can upset a few teams, maybe, if they start winning against some teams that they shouldn't really be winning against. Or, but, I mean, they still have a chance, for sure.
For sure, Barbarian here, the highlight player. Whenever he's in the Fushby, he seems to do very, very well. Always somebody to watch out for. And their win against Mafia, no, Weekends, it was actually Weekend that had a, no, was it? No, it was Cashback's miraculous win against against Weekend on that ends round. He had a lot to play in that as well.
Yeah, he did for sure. Well, just being a key player as always, Barbarian, the GOAT, as some people say, so always hoping for him to perform.
Well, it's a big match. You know, even with Cashback being heavily favored, I think nerves are definitely a factor for them, you know, because they really cannot miss a beat. So everything but a pretty clean win here would be a disappointment, almost.
Yeah, you definitely think that for Cashback. They don't want to get into, I don't know, maybe 2 rounds down and something and having to come back from it. So I think they really want to open well, get the 2-0 lead, hopefully, and then just bring it home afterwards. Without tiebreaker, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, Cashback one needs the full points. They did of the theoretical 8, I would say they need all 8, because Mafia and Weekend, I'd say they're almost granted to go the distance. Maybe not a tiebreaker, but I don't see either of the 2 teams winning out cleanly there. But back onto this now. Ghost Town is going to be the very first map between these 2. Coming out, pretty slow these days for Ghost Town. Then Pilsen, which the Polish teams really, really like. And then, of course, Ensk as last one. What do we think of the maps?
I mean, Pilsen always seems to be picked, seems to be a favourite. And Rumberg will be a slow tiebreaker if we get there, but I look forward to an Ensk if we do actually get there as well. But Ghost Town, not really a fan of these double light tank strategies, but like all action, but you know, it's just how people play it, I guess.
I mean, Ghost Town with the changes that we had this season with the mini strikes has become a lot slower, so the double light has seen more usage now as well. Of course, we have seen here or there an aggressive play, but very, very limited amount.
Yeah, I mean, all teams kind of know all the angles now. Obviously, they don't have strike at the beginning as well, which helps, obviously, getting the strikes in the beginning. Big strikes, so... Yeah, I do think it's interesting.
Well, we're going to kick it off on Ghost Town. Sicarios versus Cashback. Like we said, Cashback needs to pick up all the points here. Our predictions reflecting that. Both you and Phil going with a 4-0 for Cashback.
Yeah, I'm just expecting Cashback to really make sure of this win, but I mean, you never know. I guess Sicarios I feel like could pick up a round or 2, but I'm hoping Cashback kind of just play all their best strats, or some of them, and get the 4-0 to secure it.
I mean, 4-0 is brave. I think it's a brave prediction, but So far, you've done pretty well this season on the predictions.
Yeah, first time lucky, maybe. I mean, I think you're in the lead, you know, even though you don't care and all.
I'm not in the lead, not even close.
No, it's banter, I forgot.
Yeah.
The Englishman, yes. Oh well, at least you're not last.
I mean, to be honest, beating Kihan is like being last, you know?
You're ahead of Synops as well, so
And I'm even with Phil. That's something.
that is something.
And after today, you know, I'm going to be actually ahead of you, so...
Oh, okay. Fighting talk, okay. I see it.
I mean, you know, the next match, W versus Hit and Run, we have a difference of opinions there in terms of how it will play out.
Complete opposite. Yeah, you and Phil going for hit and run for the winning, so will be interesting.
First battle, let's see. Ban phase about to end. Here we goes. EVR banned by Sicarios. Cashback banning the 430U. Gives us the lineup, still changing a little bit, so letting it settle. I think Sicarios has locked it in now. Double Dravets and Type 5, Triple E50M and an RHM.
For cashback, double Dravik, 1 Type 5, 1 Kennedy 1, 1 E4, and double Light Tank, 1 RHM, 1 LT.
We always say that having one extra light is completely fine on Ghost Town. The problems occur when you have two, usually.
Yeah. I mean, I think the meta's changed on Light Tank. I swear people didn't use optics on their Light Tanks. They used like CVS or something else, but it seems like optics has kind of started to come back.
Plane comes out, spots all of the E50Ms. Ooh! Did they plane the backside? They definitely planed for a bait. That's a really interesting plane from Aka. It may not seem like much, guys, but he planed specifically for tanks trying to dodge the plane, right? Which spotted out all the 50Ms from Sicarios, gave them the info that they're playing towards 1-2 line as well, allowing them to converge immediately on that radio tower with Liberty and controlling the entire 8-0 line in less than 40 seconds.
Yeah, nice from cashback, but Sicarios taking both strikes on the south, obviously, and cashback taking the other one on the 7 line, but I think we're in for a long game here.
But we know how 1-2 line control is worse than having 6-0 line, to be honest. Because you can always get repushed on 1-2. It's not something you can hold indefinitely.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you can get tanks back up to C1, ideally, obviously, it's going to be very hard with the traffic on C1 himself, but it is quite nice to be able to get a tank up to A1 or C1 and slowly start taking the angles away from Sicarios.
Look at the Squeezy and Little. They're very far back, making sure that if a plane comes out, they don't get spotted. Squeezy hits a shot on Alex now, and this might prompt Milo to drop the plane, because, of course, Alex is going to communicate to his teammates. There's the plane from Milo, being used now, hits nothing. Actually works out.
Yeah, nice positioning from cashback, really pulling out everything. It seems perfect opening and perfect positioning. I mean, the amount of people that just sit in the bushes and just expect no light tank to come out. So
the only thing for cashback is that they don't know Milo uses plane. They can maybe guess it, but they don't know, of course, because not spotting anything leads to that as well. But you know, it was good positioning nonetheless. The strikes being rotated on both teams. Dravets now coming in for the side of cashback to take that one away. Milo, of course, could generate a plane at any moment in time, striking the Type 5 or potentially striking the Dravets on the ID strike. So that's possibilities for him to generate back a plane. But so far, you know, double strike being taken on cashback, double strike on Sicarios. That is about to be 4 strikes, though, and that is a lot of strikes. That is a combined damage of how much, Ian?
Oof, oh god, 1700? Is it? Is it not? Yeah, I think it is.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, yes it is.
Yeah, 425. It's 425 times 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 850 times by 2 is 1700, no?
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong, and you know.
Okay, I was getting worried, man.
You sound worried.
Yeah.
But the K91 now rotating from Squeezy back towards the 7 line. He's probably going to be the next one to pick up the strike by the movement on that one. And Sicarios is right now content with this, because they'll only have to use one of those strikes. They of course don't have any mini strikes. They'll have to use one of those strikes on the gap, right? That's a given. But it's only one. And in that time that it takes them, they're resetting Aphrodite, shocker, was Milo as well. That's a smart decision because, you know, generates back a plane. They will be able to take, not the one from Stone and Reshake, because both Stone and Reshake have a strike, but they'll be able to generate back that strike on one of the E50Ms and 1-2 line at least.
Yeah, I mean, do you bring the RHM to the 4-line
No.
strike just to collect it? or
No,
too risky?
because you don't know what's waiting on the 6-line corner. You can get peeked on the strike, like they drop all the strikes on you, they peek. You can't know where the tanks are. It's too risky, I would say. You can maybe use that strike, yeah, and then try to take it with Stone or Reshake, but I don't think you bring the RHM.
Yeah, maybe it would have been better for Stone or the Type 5 to use his strike instead, so
That's
they
what
can
they
collect
did.
5.
Stone used
No,
the
I thought you
strike.
said Milo uses strike.
Yeah, but Milo wanted the plane back, so that also makes sense. It's like, you know, I think the plane's more valuable than having 5 strikes, I guess. I mean, you can still take the strike on 1-2 line if they prolong the game for long enough, which is what they're doing right now. Barbarian makes a peek, takes a shot, backs off. 4 strikes on Sicarios, and this is something really to pay attention to, because how long is left on the strike on the 1-2 line? Seems to be about halfway down its cycle, so about 40 seconds, I guess, 45 seconds left.
Yep.
If Milo takes the 50 seconds, Little's now pushing up against Like. That's a better position for Little though, but Like has that corner he can back away from. If Milo ends up taking that strike, it will be 5 again. And 5 dropped on Barbarian, he's basically dead, even with ability.
Yeah, we're down to 1 shots, right? So 2.1. So we'll be down to like 300 health, and I collect 1 more strike and he dies, so...
They'll of course have to use one again on towards the Type 5, and the T100 sneaking in as well. Probably wants to trigger the cap, boost it up, and maybe the Dravets as well. Look at that on the minimap. You can see that the cap's about to be boosted. 6 seconds left now, and this is a problem. Milo needs to use the plane. He will spot out Liberty. Sorry, Aka, but not Liberty. Mindbreaker now getting a strike on him as well. Aka's going to be dodging that one, but it doesn't matter. Aka and Liberty now dodging out, and that's some good bait. They get 2 out of those 4 strikes that Sicarios had used on individual tanks, which is ideal, actually.
Yeah, I mean, very nice from Cashback to try and get this cheeky cap off, but...
They still have theirs, by the way. They're about to generate the 4th one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they do need to be kind of careful with these people on the cap. They have kind of no cover. I mean, these light tanks are nice, but, you know, if you're going to be fighting close range against C50Ms and types, it's not going to be
Good
very
timing.
nice.
Good timing on the Kid 91 though. Squeezy's about to take the info tower. Will reveal the E50Ms, but who's going to cover? I mean, Aphrodite and Mindbreaker might be able to get a shot. They need to use this info tower right now. They do. They see the triple E50M. The strikes might be coming on towards this as well, and Little's about to face the music. The plane coming out. Miku, Like, Adi, they're continuing through. The strike will hit on 2. I think that was some damage coming out from the cap as well. That's the Type 5 coming out. The E4, the K91 from the back. Little Like down towards the 1 shot. Little is the same. He goes down, but this was a very, very costly maneuver. And now Stone and Reshak trying to make something happen on the cap. Reshak over peaking, but this is very costly as well. I'm not really sure that this is a fight they're going to be winning right now. Another strike gets used on towards both of those. That's the one that Liberty picked up, but Barbarian in the meantime seemed to have a bad time in the E4 as well, taking some damage to Sicarios, yet still up in HP nonetheless. Of course, they only had 1 light tank.
Yeah, I mean, very nice from Cashback to do as much punish as they did. I mean, they kill the E50M of Like on this push, and I mean, it really shows how many you can stack the strikes and not use them on the cap. You can just absolutely obliterate a push.
And that's a big strike. Aphrodite and a Mindbreaker peeking as well. They look to make a move, but they realize it's not something they can really do. The plane getting used from Aka, I'm not sure even on who it was. Squeezy now spots out Adi, and that's a mistake, I would say, from Adi in that E50M. Gives Squeezy an opportunity to come a bit closer. Adi does pop his ability, and he does have a tank on the perch position overlooking as well, but he's isolated himself because Barbarian's peeking from behind. 660 coming out from Barbarian, actually. Very low for that E4. But Squeezy now gets the opportunity to get it with Liberty to pick up the kill. And Adi there opens himself up and maybe opens up the round as well. As a reaction, Sicario's now pushing on towards the cap. That's a lot of strikes coming back out. Mindbreaker is dead. Aphrodite not doing much better. He's going to fall in a second as well. And Sicario's instantly react upon that E50M falling and find that double heavy on the cap. And Aka now hunting Miku will probably find the kill, but it's going to take one more shot for that in that T100. Needs to aim, gets the shot, well done. Now a 4-on-4, and of course in this kind of game it will probably go towards the end.
Stone just being pushed out by Alex there.
Yeah, 3 days.
Yeah, no, goodbye. I mean, time is becoming an issue as well. There's only 1 minute left, and I mean, Cashback looked to be going down here, but going 2 guns down as well. But yeah, I was surprised, honestly, that this push went so well for Sicarios with the amount of strikes. But I think these double heavy tank on the cap just got bled out by all the strikes and then crossfired from different angles.
Yeah, I mean, there was the big arsenal there for Sicarios. They used it well in the end. Barbarian took quite a bit of damage from the E4 as well. The cap, you know, they tried a few times. Was close at some point, but not that close either, because Milo had a plate, right? And yeah, Sicarios going to be picking up the first round, actually. How does that feel for your prediction?
Yeah, not great. Not great. I mean, Sicario played this really well. So, kind of annoying. I feel like they might even pick up one more here. So, yeah, I don't know. They haven't been doing so well. I mean, they won. They lost 3-4 to Mafia, then weekend won 4-1 against them, and then they lost 4-0 against Hit and Run. So, yeah, I don't know. Thought they'd be a bit weaker than what they played here.
Good round though from Sicarios. Goes the distance, but they locked that one in nonetheless because they had more kills. So really good stuff from Sicarios. Solid performance from them. Ends up taking the first round. And like we said, the nerves for Cashback are probably going to be pretty high in this match.
Yeah, they really need to get on the scoreboard after this. Well, they need at least one round on Ghost Town at least to make sure their nerves are not fully. Well, make sure their nerves are there, I guess, and making sure they're not too nervous.
Well, they're gonna have to come back into this one, though.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, strike damage. I mean, I think that Sicarios ends up doing more, nonetheless. You know, if you're thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, the Type 5
times
quite well.
3 times 850 from Cashback and then 651. Like, Sicarios definitely did more strike damage across the board.
Sure. I mean, what Sicario's got the 2 heavy tanks in the cap for 3 strikes, I think, or maybe more, maybe 4, because they tried to boost it for a little bit. Cashback only got double E50M with their strikes, so Sicario should be a lot more ahead in strike damage.
Well, good round for Sicarios, showing that they are here to play. And for Cashback, you know, it's okay to lose one, but losing a second would be pretty bad already.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you really don't want to go into the 6th place to have to play in the playoff, really, to keep your position in the OLS, but much rather go 5th and just go through automatically.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something we haven't talked about that much, but it's a real possibility as well, although I'd say one of the lesser possible ones.
Yeah, I mean, Yogurt's waiting in relegation, right? So if it's Cashback, you'd probably still favorite Cashback, but you know, if you're angry at each other for losing, you know, anything could happen.
Second round of Ghost Town. How does Cashback decide to play it out? They ban the EBR, Sicarios bans the K91. So 1 RHM, a Leopard, an E50M, a Type, a double 57, and an IS4 for Cashback.
And Sicarios, 1 Dravik, 1 double T7, double T7 heavy, 1 Type 5, 1 CS, or 2 CSs, and a 430U. No light tanks from Sicarios.
will be a hard game without lights.
Yeah, are they doing this pushing
Doubles.
Dravik into cap?
They could play double CS on the cap straight.
Yeah. It looks like they are going for this, yeah. I swear the other team pushed the Dravik as well, no? But I guess they just want to put maximum pressure onto Cashback. Maybe spelling blood in the water.
Depends on if Cashback can find the clean resets in this one. Mindbreaker will be forced closed. Barbarian and Aphrodite will have to cover Mindbreaker from Rishek and Adi's push. Mindbreaker making the peak. Resets only like, though. It's a bit of a problem already. The E50M from Cashback coming in from behind. Pay attention to that. Rishek and Adi, they find Aka in the Type 5, basically fully clipping out, but this gives an opportunity to Cashback to even out this altogether by going for the more valuable targets inside of that cap. And yes, I think Aka is dead, but if they can focus fire well here on towards these tanks on the cap, delete the Dravats like they did, and potentially delete the CSs as well, they have an opportunity to make this happen. Adi is already off of reload, though, and Liberty and that RHM might just die for this one. And Rishek coming in as well. They're starting to clip out. The focus fire goes on towards Liberty, and honestly, for Cashback, that's okay. They might be okay with that, but they still have a lot to do here if they want to get back into this one, because right now they're down about 4,000 HP. They do find Alex with a double 57. If they can find him, though, if they can finish him off, Barbarian might have a shot. He does find the kill, but Squeezy and Little in trouble. Adi finds one. Rishek and Milo are finding Squeezy. It's going to be on 3-on-3, but the HP pretty disastrous for Cashback right now, with Barbarian on a 2-shot for the T57s and a 1-shot for the Type 5. This will be a hard game.
Yeah, it really will. Losing their light tank as well in the city, I feel like maybe a bit over eager with Liberty, maybe a little bit. Just got focused out, and if you have this light tank at the end, in the end game, it's a lot easier to play out, but
Yeah,
triple
sure.
heavy versus triple heavy with 3k down, it's going to be quite tough.
Right now, information will be gathered by Sicarios because they see this. The cap, the strike being gathered, they notice. They can probably guess that it's Barbarian on it.
Yeah, they probably can. I mean, it will be hard for them to collect strikes themselves. Obviously, they have this IS-4 stopping the 4-line strike, but it looks like they want to try and commit field to try and catch him.
Ooh, Adi is spotted out, though. So they know that he's going to be coming down, and Adi might go hunting for Barbarian. I think Barbarian will just peek this as well from the position. He's going to hit on the first. Adi pops his ability in return. Barbarian trying to jiggle peek here. Does instantly get hit back by Adi, but the 57 is coming, though. The second one of Aphrodite. He wants to cover Barbarian and maybe even hold the angle. So that's happening in the meantime as well, and he's coming back in. Rishek then forced close as well. Mindbreaker takes a shot from Milo. Milo gives one back, and now Adi doing the peaks instead. Rishek coming in as well. It's such a close game that anybody could still win it out, but now Rishek starting to clip out against Aphrodite. Aphrodite's a 2-shot. Rishek is a 4-shot at this moment in time. Barbarian already seemed to have used his strike as well, and Rishek, I think, coming in for the clean up at this point in time as he starts clipping out against Aphrodite. Adi finds the kill nonetheless, and it's Mindbreaker and Barbarian left standing, and it's not looking good for Cashback as of now, as they find that Sicarios is a team willing to play. Barbarian will find the kill. Yep, he does find the kill, but still though, 437 combined HP.
Yeah, it's not looking great at the moment. Rishek picking up Barbarian there, probably will pick up Mindbreaker as well. Nope, no, crushed. But yeah, that's not what we want when you're Cashback. 2-0 down. Was it their map pick as well? Or was it Sicario's?
Yeah. I don't remember. I can go check. Give me a second. This match was a... I'm looking.
Still looking.
Cashback apparently picked this map.
Oof, that's tough. Your map pick getting 2-0'd. Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Cashback, I think. I kind of want to go the opposite way now. 4-0 to Sicarios, maybe?
Yeah, relax. All the predictions are in the bin. Ghost Town does not go as expected. We're moving on to Pilsen now, though. Slow and methodical kind of map, and then Ensk. I would say that I think Cashback's in trouble. They're on the ropes, but they're not out.
No, they need to stabilize and just get around back at least. I mean, nice damage from Addy. Oh, nice damage from the T-59 heavies, I guess. I mean, this Type 5 doing only 1 shot, yeah, not great. Liberty only doing 3 as well. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you get focused out by T-59 heavies, I guess. But, yeah, nice play by Sicarios. I was a little worried when they were on the cap with only, was it 3, and they got repushed by Cashback with like 5, but yeah, T-59 heavies managed to get their reload in and just blitz out another 2 kills, so, yeah. Not bad at all.
No, and the initial 57 volley, you know, maybe I felt like they could bring it back if they killed everything on the cap kind of cleanly, but even that took a while, right? And maybe they would have had maybe Aka wouldn't commit if the first reset from the IS-4 wasn't on the Dravid, but the CS, and bought them a few more seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Dravik was trying to shield the CSs for this reason, but yeah, maybe could have feathered a shot to make sure you reset the CS. Give them more time.
Well, Pilsen now. Different ball game, but it can be played very fast, and I feel like Sicario might try to force the issue here. You know, they get one surprise round and it's match point.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that scenario ever as Cashback when you're really needing these points, giving an opening to, well, I guess everyone above you to keep above you. So, yeah, really need to. Well, they wouldn't need to really win the next 4 rounds in a row, right? They don't want to get tiebreaker at all.
I would say, yeah. I would say that's indeed that tiebreaker would be very bad. I'd have to look at the points exactly what it means, but 4 points would be the most important.
Yeah. .430 ban from Sicarios, and Cashback banning the 50B. Sicarios looks like they're locked in. Oh, maybe not. Okay, never mind. Okay, 1 BZ, 1 IS-4. Okay, never mind. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll give them 5 more seconds. Okay, Sicarios with double BZ, 1 T-59 heavy, 1 Type 5, 1 CS, and double E50M.
In other turn, see a more well-rounded lineup again from Cashback, BZ, Type, CS, Fosh B, double E4, and the RHM. They're going to be playing the slightly longer game. How much does the plane spot from Liberty? Nothing. I think he's playing towards the field, probably.
Yeah, I guess
but
so.
Even then. Or he playing for one. I'm not sure what he played.
Maybe he played at the back again? Maybe? Like he did on Ghost Town?
Anything is possible. The CS early committing for Sicarios, and the Rishek will spot out the RHM and the CS. They see the E50, who takes only 1 from the double E4. Little and Aphrodite were holding that angle. Squeezy will back off. Rishek will peek. Will give Liberty a shot in return, or not actually. Rishek getting outplayed a little bit there. Mindbreaker will collect a strike as well. So in the beginning, good stuff there for Rishek. They're getting double pounded, and in return in the middle of the map, we gotta look because Miku and Like have found an opening here towards Mindbreaker with the double BZ boosting through, not taking that much damage at all. And Mindbreaker gets pinned from behind with HE from Milo. Cheeky BZ pen onto the BZ from Milo, and Like. And Miku will finish him off, and now Squeezy's in trouble on the field as well, together with Liberty. They try to make this repush, but that is bad, because right now the team is moving back towards the middle, and Liberty will have to cut his losses and pretty much abandon Squeezy and the CS63, who's trying to get out, trying to do as much as he can, hits the big strike, and Liberty getting pounded down towards a one-shot, 57 HP remaining, and the hopes and dreams from Sicarios are high, but Cashback's dreams are getting crushed right now. They're down a gun, Liberty's about to die, Squeezy is dead, and Sicarios find everything.
Yeah, I mean, just a really nice move with these BZs, catching this BZ in the mid, basically for free, really. Nice pen with HE on for Milo, and, I mean, seems like they've converted, managed to get out, not get caught from the E4s, and, yeah, now they're in a very nice position. Though,
yeah, Aphrodite will die to the strike, I would say. Like, I think Aphrodite will just die to the strike. Which is a problem as well, because, like, yeah, he's dead, right? That's Rishek with the big strike picking him up. HP is playable, but it's 2 extra guns for the side of Sicarios that they have right now. Nice shot from Liberty on towards Like. Needs 1 more to drop him towards a one-shot, though. Little looking in his E4. Does he connect the shot on the E50M? He does. That was Ari, actually. And now Aka's sitting there holding the angle. Miku cannot peek this realistically in the BZ. If he does, he's opening himself up to Aka, and Aka, I think, getting strike there. Good shot from Liberty. Surprised he didn't go for the artillery strike on 1-2 line yet. But he put in a few good shots.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem for Sicarios are these double BZ. If they allow Cashback to get strikes, they will just double strike them. But I mean,
but
Liberty in trouble.
Stone found a full clip on Little.
Yeah, and now he's a one-shot to strike, so...
That one is not that far from completing, actually. And can they stop Aka? They can stop Aka from this strike. If they can't stop Aka, they might just lose Miku and like...
Yeah, looks...
There's the plane coming out. Aka getting clipped out by Stone. Now Stone finding another clip, man, in that T-57 heavy. There's one strike on Like, second strike on Like, he's dead. Little, I think, survives because of the ability. Miku's down towards a one-shot, trying to run away. Barbarian finds him as well. No, no, no. Miku trying to escape, but he already escaped the strike volley in the beginning. That's about all he needed, and Stone will still be a crucial player in that T-57 heavy, but all of a sudden, it's playable.
Yeah, really playable. Even on guns, I mean, your light tank's a one-shot, but it's not that bad, hopefully.
Rishek is spotted. They know he's coming. I think Little can prepare for this. He was going to peek even, to be honest. Rishek finds Little, though. I don't even know if Little hit the shot.
He peeked him, I think.
Yes, but did Little hit the shot?
I don't think he did. The health seems pretty even still, so I don't think so. Wonder why he peeked him.
Trying to surprise.
Now gun up for Sicarios. Cashback kind of need to do something if they want to win this game. I don't think they're going to be allowed to catch anything else, so we'll have to use Barbarian's health to do something.
Aka spotting out Stone. Barbarian, I think, can cross this without being spotted, so he does that. That's the first step. The strike in the middle is up. Don't think anybody's going to be able to recollect that. The strike on 1-2 line is up. Liberty will be able to... Liberty will be able to get that one. Onyx is a one-shot. That's about it. Rishek goes on the hunt across the A-line. He has to be very careful with this, though.
Yeah. If he gets caught out by Barbarian, he might even... Oh. Strike? Strike on Liberty. Catches him out.
Yeah.
From Addy, I think. Yeah, Addy. I completely didn't even see the Addy strike still.
I mean, Aka finds a kill, though. Barbarian pops his ability, looking for Stone, does connect that one, and will, I mean, I would say heal most of that back, but they didn't do any damage to it. Aka finds the peak probably against Stone. Stone has 2. How much is he able to do? Only 1. Adi with the peak. Does he get any shot on Aka? He does, and now it's a 2-on-2. Yet again, playable.
Yeah, just going back and forth here. I thought RHM gets killed by the strike. I thought it was kind of GG after that, but I mean, they catch this 2-7 heavy, and yeah, all of a sudden playable again.
Most importantly, not even the 57 heavy is finding Alex in the 50M.
Yeah, it's only one shot from Addy as well from Aka.
Rishek strike the wrong side, so Barbarian takes the strike. Now, though, who's favored, honestly? I almost would say that Cashback is favored in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean, the only player, I mean, I don't know if just because we can see everything, but the only player you could maybe do is like have the CS go 5 line to try and spot Acker and maybe give 1 or 2 shots, maybe. But obviously you don't know where Acker is.
The problem is that this Fush B is a very dangerous tank in this 2v2 scenario. Like, extremely dangerous. Armed with a strike and 6 bullets.
Yeah, and the C50M on 0 line.
Rishek cannot take this information tower. If he does, I think Aka peeks him on time to... maybe not on time to reset, but on time to spot him. And then he takes 700s. And Barbarian's on the balcony now as well. So it's getting a bit worse for wear.
I'm getting a bit worried for the C50M.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the worst timing.
Yeah.
The worst timing. Barbarian, I don't even think he used the strike on that, and that's a good call from the man himself, trying to bring his team back into this one. Rishek is spotted out. I think Aka even hit that one. Yeah, Aka did hit that one. So Rishek takes a shot to the face. 506 HP, and Sicarios had it all in hand. And Cashback shows that they're never really out, even though they looked defeated.
Yeah, it looked terrible for Cashback, honestly, but
it should be.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, just pulling it back just shows class. Just shows why they're normally in the top 4, at least. Normally in the top 4.
Yeah, Rishak instantly leaves the strike. It's just a, caution kind of thing. Doesn't want to get hit, but it's not winnable for the man. I think he did a good job throughout this battle, especially by killing Little, but Aka finds the kill. Cash back, bring back around. But this could have been, maybe should have been 3-0.
Yeah, you would kind of think that Cashback are they're probably disappointed to not be 3-0 up now, but, it's a start. 1 round back. Nice confidence booster as well to win a round like this in like a sort of endgame scenario, so, next game, I think they'll be pretty happy.
It's a morale booster for Cashback. Maybe they finally found that fighting mentality. Aka, 8.2.
God.
Without strikes, without real strike damage, sorry, the 351, but it's 8.2, basically 8k still, even with that little bit of a strike. He did fantastic, absolutely wonderful.
3k blocked as well.
Squeezy though, nice. On the field, ooh.
Yeah, only 1.8.
Felt like that was in a different battle, but he recommitted back onto the field, and got caught, and Liberty got caught because of it as well. Like they both got caught. One died, the other one was a one-shot.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they had 3 on field, right? W50M and CS. So, but not getting caught there was quite bad. I feel like they could have run with the CS fully, or at least the RHM back to the balcony, so he lives. I mean, him running and living on, was it 21 health or whatever?
Yeah,
it was?
I mean the fact he lived. I honestly is a part of what kept him in the game in that case, because without him alive and doing some shots here or there, I don't think they.
And he gets strike as well.
He planed. He also planed the guys that were Miku and the second BZ. He planed them, so
Yeah, game winning.
Probably shouldn't be on a one shot to begin with,
No, shouldn't have been, but I mean, at least he lived, so good enough. Had 20 more health than what he needed.
Second round of Filson. It was a really good strat from Sicario though. Numerous pressure points across the battle, catching that BZ off guard as well. Milo with the H3. And Cashback seemed to orientate themselves a little bit more towards the fighting lineup now. Triple T57, a BZ, a CS, an E4, and an IHM.
Yeah, Sicario's banning out EBR and taking 1 BZ, 1 Dravik, 1 Type 5, W50M, 1 CS, and an RHM. I don't really know what Cashback's lineup's going to do with 3 T57 heavies. Can't really play field with this.
And they're not. They're playing towards the 1-2 line. Linebreaker and Little get spotted out. There's a CS going towards the balcony. Liberty taking some road towards the field, but probably more to spot than anything else. Spots out Rishak actually. Aphrodite might snap that one. It's a close one, but doesn't end up hitting. And now Stone coming in. Liberty needs to be careful. Does get spotted out. Rishak has a plane. Will put it as well on towards Liberty. Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, should one more reload from someone. Probably Dravik. Yeah. Not a great start for Cashback here.
It just doesn't get better for them. They just won a hard-fought round, and now Liberty gets caught out, maybe a bit slow on running, gets spotted out by the CS, and now the Hurricane running from Barbarian. Ooh, half HP as well. Will continue running, more shots trickling in. Rishak has a plane, opts not to use it. Barbarian will survive, but triple cap is on. There is a strike available. There's a mini strike available as well for Stone. So those guys on the cap need to really split up to the best of their abilities. Aka has taken a counter strike on 1-2 line. Information gets used. Squeezy's intuition into something. Rishak will get the knight, but so he has to use this plane. He does put the plane. The strike comes out. hits on Little and Squeezy. I think that was even the... that was the big strike. Stone still has his mini strike though.
Yeah, and in 30 seconds they will collect this big strike. Milo will probably just go into the cap and deny it as well, so I don't think a cap is going to work, but I mean, Cashback have no other choice.
They gotta try something here. Stone is now taking the information tower. He does not possess another strike. They do have looks to take the one in the middle. Adi taking some damage now from Aka. Good shooting from Aka yet again. The man on fire does it once more. Aphrodite in the E4 is getting surrounded slowly but surely. And Mindbreaker, Little and Squeezy, they gotta do something here. And the goal is to abandon the cap at this moment in time. And Milo realizes that he's backing off already in that Type 5. Smart from Milo.
Yeah, really nice from Type 5 as well. I mean, he goes in as well, and then he like goes back and forth to like see how many people are on strike, just in case, you know, maybe more people have joined or whatever. So, and he gets back as well. It's very nice play. Oof, Little taking 1.8. Costly.
Very costly. And Stone does get a shot, I think. Because did get a shot or two because of that. He's pretty close towards another mini strike.
Yeah.
While still holding Likes a big strike. And Milo now coming back in. Might take another shot from Aphrodite. He needs to start being careful though in that Type 5. There
Yes,
comes
he
the
does.
big strike. It hits on 2 again. Like is boosting into the cap to block. And Squeezy and Aka.
Seems unnecessary though, no?
Yeah, at this moment in time, Aka wants to peek this, but he can't. He gets a shot from Stone, who's controlling the angles from the backside. So there's that, and he does possess a mini strike. They have a big strike as well.
They do. It's not looking as rosy as it once did for Sicarios, but still, I mean, still 4k up, so still not doing too badly. But some mistakes, I feel, from Milo leading.
Ooh, Milo is dead. No, Barbarian still has a strike. I think Milo dies because of this. Barbarian finds the strike, and now Aka looking at Miku. Miku spots him out. Barbarian, they cannot really push that, but they do find a kill. So evening out the scoreboard in that regard. And now Mindbreaker coming across. They want to push Miku. This is going to be a tough one. Barbarian peeks, misses. Mindbreaker crosses over. Aka now coming out as well. There is another strike available. This is a last-ditch effort, I would say, from Cashback to do something. The Archerman, the back line's getting the shots in as well. That's Rishek hiding behind a object there. Now another strike coming out, a big strike coming out, one more strike coming out, a little strike coming out, and they're all dead at this point in time. Mindbreaker is going to die as well. Although Miku still needs to find the kill. It's, when we look at it, a 5-on-4. Squeezy now pushing Like, so that's an opportunity there. Aphrodite coming in as well. Squeezy pops the ability, is shooting towards the Drab. It needs all 3 shots to kill Like. Should be able to get it. Little is dead. That's what it's like. Barbarian on the runaway. Ooh, I was thinking maybe he gets Miku, but he doesn't. And Adi will continue the chase here. It's over, no?
Yeah, it should be. I don't know about this push on the 3-line. I feel like they could have maybe just chilled a little bit more. I feel like Sicarios were just making mistakes after one after another, but tried to force the issue and yeah, just pushed into a 3-way crossfire and into double strike. So yeah, made it a bit easier for Sicarios, I feel.
Well, Sicarios is on match point after this. 3-1 currently for them. And honestly, it could have been 4-0. That is a really scary factor about this match, that it could have just as well been 4-0 for Sicarios. It sure as hell couldn't have been 4-0 for Cashback. Okay, so Cashback's max potential is 21 now. If Weekend lose against Mafia, it's still fine, but it's I mean, right?
Just
Just about. I mean, let's put it that way.
Then that means the match on Thursday is going to be really important. Then if it's
it was always
weekend.
It was always important, but
Yeah,
you know, like right now, the way that it looks, Cashback is already unable to catch Mafia anymore. The round difference, they can't overcome it. So they have max 7 points that they can gain. Mafia has 21. So I head-to-head, round difference, they lose, they're out. Weekend has 20, so they could still overtake Weekend. But the problem is, if Weekend takes even a single point against either Mafia or against Cashback, which is their last match, it's over as well.
Yeah. So Yeah, I mean, gonna have to really win that Thursday game 4-0, really, or 4-2 minimum.
I mean, yeah, but we're thinking very far ahead. Let's start off by them winning this, because
Very true.
right now it's, you know, we can do all the math we want. If they lose 4-1, it's over. You know?
This is very true. I mean, you'd put the favorite on them on Ensk, but I mean, you'd put the favorite them on this match, and they've kind of underperformed, I would say. And there's our predictions, all in shatters. I think Panto also put 4-1, I think. Yeah, 4-0 as well. Same as me and Phil, so yeah, we're all quite surprised.
I don't think anybody has a Sicarios wins listed as a prediction. I could check. Let me see. Across the board, nobody even giving Sicarios 3 rounds, actually.
Damn.
So,
Wow. Guess it shows they still have fight in them.
yeah, so
Cashback
focused
kinda
on
need to be
cashback.
careful themselves, I guess, now. So
I mean, maybe
they lose
also
this
maybe
one
also
as well.
because of the way that Sicarios got rolled in their previous match day, right?
Yeah, I mean, the performances from Sicarios, that's why I put 4-0, just from their previous performances, but I don't know. Clearly showing up in this game. Deserve to be in the OLS.
And they even want to overtake cashback. So Type and Bliskavitsa band. Looks like Sicarios lineup's locked in. Triple E4 for the use. Yes, D57 and an IS-4.
And cashback still changing a bit. Going very heavy E4. 1 Dravik, 1 Fosh B, 4 E4s, and a Tassac. Wow.
Well,
It's been a while.
They
since
believe
we
in it.
Played a Tassac.
maybe they need all the info they can get.
A little with optics as well. To spot down the rails, you'd assume. Very E4 heavy match.
I guess. Aphrodite, then in the company aiming at the cross. Maybe they'll get a shot. They're aiming at the size 4. Milo. Ooh, ooh. Ooh.
Quite painful.
Ow. I'm hurt. Milo's basically dead. I mean, Sicarios has to do something right off the bat, bro. If they wait for the strikes to come in on Milo, it's really annoying because you're already down and you're forced to make a move. But they delay the inevitable, and they'll have one last gun to push with.
Tassac taking both zones on the 9-0, so he has strike. I don't know. You think he's going to save his strike? Or he's just instantly going to put it on Milo?
He's keeping it for now.
Nice clip as well.
He's pissing off Rishek. And Rishek getting shot now from behind, getting shot by the Tassac from the front. Oh my god. Ow. So far, it's a very painful experience here for the side of Sicarios. They really getting rock and rolled in the beginning. Oof. One more.
It's going bad to worse, isn't it? Yeah.
This is a disaster. I'm not wanting to say that the game is over, but like,
It's going to be very hard to get him back into this.
bro, Milo's about to have a glorious exit from this battle, you know?
Yeah, 25 seconds.
He takes a shot.
Oh,
He took
oh.
a shot. He took a shot from Little. He's dead.
Yeah.
They don't even need to use the second strike. I mean, that makes it really easy for cashback, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they're just going to sit and wait? I guess they will.
They should start discussing the next round. Honestly, I don't want to be that guy, but they need to discuss the next end.
Yeah, I mean,
They
probably,
are
yeah.
not winning this. Try and delay the game as much as possible and focus on the next one. Because, sorry, this is a non-winnable game.
Yeah, and they're stuck in the city as well with the E4 on 4 line angle. Oh, he's running away, never mind. But he would have the spot on this cross. And, I mean, double capping as well. Don't have a strike as well to reset this. Going to be forced to push in, and yeah, don't think it's gonna end in a Sicario's victory this game.
Aka still has all the cap as well. 6 seconds left on that one. Aphrodite is joining. Double shot from the E4. Aka coming in with one. Squeezy with another one. Shots in the crossing still from Little. The strike coming in. Liberty in the style. This is the best round that Cashback is going to have. And Aka does get reset at the end. But what does it really matter? They are up 2 guns, about to be 3, as Like is getting pressured by Liberty, who keeps him tracked the whole time, then ends up killing him as well, to make matters worse. The Fush B in the meantime coming in behind Alex, who tries to go forward, but that's just running into a 50B, who even rams him a little bit to make sure that they get the kill. They had plenty of shells, but this makes it just a little bit easier, as now Ari is the next one in this row of dominoes to fall. And this was a genius round from Cashback. In that regard, played it absolute to perfection.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised Sicarios commit this. I don't know if it's just hindsight, but I'm surprised Sicarios commit that straight when they know Tessak spotted them all. Could maybe think that, you know, especially with the man E4's not banned, could definitely be a possibility that, you know, they're gonna all be sitting and pre-aiming this. So I don't know if it's bad by Milo to go there straight. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't think he's ever gotten hit by 44s, or was it 5e4s? I don't remember, like 4 or 5. I mean, I don't know, bro.
That was 4. That was 4.
I don't think he's ever experienced that. I mean, it's all zeros across the board for Milo. Not really unexpected in that regard. Can't really blame him for much outside of taking the last shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, in total, the enemy team only did 9,000 damage, so not great. But I mean, if you're Sicarios, you just put this round past you. Just, you know, you say you got caught out with this Tessak play, and E4's aiming, and just go next, and you know, try and win the next one.
Yeah.
Nice morale booster for Cashback, though.
For sure,
Dominating
but they really gave everything kind of out of their own hands in a way, putting it really, it's a really risky kind of endeavor to play, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, if you don't get a punish in the beginning, it's going to be very hard to play with a Tessak in the end.
And I mean, you know, like now they're really depending on everything lining up for them to make it.
Yeah, yeah. I do wonder. I mean, I think Tessak from North works. I don't think it does as well from South, so I feel like they won't be playing another light tank.
We'll see. You know, maybe they found the secret sauce.
Yeah, they could have. I don't really know what to expect from Cashback. I don't know if they want to. I think they'll play slow again, but guess we'll have to find out.
That's a good round for Cashback, though. They got to do more than that. They want to, however,
have a shot at playoff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's they gotta win this and the next, and then they gotta really think about their next match. You know, which is going to be against Weekend, because they play like they did today against Weekend on Thursday so far, well, I think I know how it's going to go.
Yeah. Both teams banning E4. Sicario's going, I mean, they were going quite heavy Type 5, but changed. But so 1 50B, 1 Travik, 3 Type 5s, 1 Foch, and an E3.
Both teams banning E4 is good for both teams, right? Because they both play what they wanted to play. Cashback plays the triple T57 double type CS, and a Foch B. Little gets spotted out by Milo in the beginning. Probably going to commit into that strike like we very usually see the CS do. Singular wall being broken for all 4. You can zoom out and see walls, so you know there's at least one cross. The CS, I don't know how much this sells the fake. I mean, the 50B didn't spot anything, but Little's about to get run at.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. He doesn't get caught here. Travik is just running him down.
Uh-oh.
Type loading HE as well. Okay. It seems to be the opposite game this time. Cashback being the one caught out with one of the tank basically dead. I think he should get punished on the cross back.
I mean, there's going to be a Type 5 waiting. A Little He's going to have to stop behind the house, and Kajsbak is trying to react by continue pushing down 1-2 line, and they will find the Type 5 there, though. So the question is, what is more worthwhile in this regard? Losing the Type or losing the CS63? As little, it will take some time to kill him, and they had a lot of guns committed for that. Barbarian wants to make his clip against Reshak. Liberty and Squeezy are going to go from the right, I would assume, because from the front there's not that much room. Barbarian needs to open up for his teammate to come through. It's a tight gap. I think Reshak even missed a shot as well. Little is dead, but that was already written in the stars. Liberty struggling to find the kill, and now Squeezy getting peeked from all angles, minus 1.8. He's a little too far forward. Squeezy needs his support from his teammates. I think he overcommitted for that one, but do keep in mind that those 57 heavies, the other ones, are gonna come off reload very, very soon, and Ali making this peak. Milo is looking for Squeezy. HE potentially one more time on Milo. He's intuitioning, but that's a mistake this time. It's a mistake. He does find the kill, however. Luckily enough, a shot coming in from the back lines. I don't think he penned that one. And now back onto a 5-on-5 in this one. And Aka trying to get Like out of the battle. Liberty pushing forward. They want to kill the E3 because Aka is going to die. They have to kill Like off for it. And Alex and Miku are currently on reload. Mindbreaker's the first one, I think, to come off reload, but he doesn't want to take the shot. Stone finds Aka, and this is problems mounting right here for Cashback. This is elimination waiting if they can't do it properly. Mindbreaker down towards the one shot, needs to stay alive. Miku coming back in. Mindbreaker hiding behind Aphrodite, but Miku pops the ability. Alex, however, is a two-shot. He will die to Liberty. Liberty will find the kill. Miku, does he have the shells to pick up Liberty? I can't see right now. He does actually, has two more left in the chamber, and that is going to be a kill for Miku. That one more shot. Miku needs to hit this one. Barbarian comes in, starts clipping out against Miku. He does have enough to kill that one, but this is going to be a hard fight for Barbarian to even win. He needed Liberty to survive in this one. Good shot there from Aphrodite, but Milo finishes it off, and Miku pops the ability now, and Barbarian all by his lonesome. He cannot do it, and it will not be Cashback to make it into the playoffs with their defeat against Sicarios. We have our top four locked in place. Sicarios puts Cashback in the grave.
Yeah, just a rough round, really, with the CS being caught instantly. I mean, the Type 5, I guess, got caught as well on the city side, but not really that bad.
No, I mean, if Liberty survives there, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, because they would kill Miku. It'd be Liberty. Yeah, it would still be. I mean, maybe though, because it's a full HP Forge B, right? It would be a full HP Forge B against a Barbarian 7.3.
Oh my God.
But you know, Squeezy overcommitting there, getting peaked, losing 2k. They got Reshak relatively for free. If Squeezy doesn't overcommit there and they get a better secondary engagement, I think they win that game.
Yeah, I think if Squeezy doesn't get caught, I think they're in much better position. I mean, the Type 5 had to leave the rails to come up and try and help him a little bit, but yeah, and then that put him in crossfire as well. So I mean, it's just this opening with a CS. He just gets caught out, and I mean, 800 damage compared to, you know, 1.4 on the Type 5 of Reshak. I mean, you probably take that most times, and I mean, 400 of the damage from the CS was the strike as well. So yeah, I mean, not great.
Not great, but I really think they had an opportunity there in the second part, and Milo did pen the HE shot apparently. Nonetheless, unless he intuitioned back to AP, you would have to check the replay. But yeah, that puts a lot of pressure away from Mafia and Weekend, right? They are like, they were gearing up for, I mean, Mafia was already without pressure, right? After Cashback dropped the point. And now Weekend will be fully out of pressure as well. But now we reshift the focus, right? There's new things developing that you got to pay attention to, and that is Sicario's potential for 5th place, right? And of course, it's anybody's game for those top 2 positions, for those up positions, because it's 6 points between Weekend and W. It's 5 points between Mafia and W, and they're only like 4 points and 3 points away from hit and run. W doesn't win out this season, they don't take first. You know, if W wins against Hit, then they are secure first. Yep. If they don't, however, then anything can still happen. But that's theory crafting. We're going to go out with some replays. When we come back, the action will continue.
coming with us.
Well,
Wait, so you say you want to go first? I don't remember. Go ahead,
well,
Phil.
it's so over and we are so back. W versus Hit and Run. This was the first match where we saw the strategy of 750Bs on Ruinberg. Today, Ruinberg obviously ending up on the chopping board, being banned immediately. Hit and Run for the first time, not banning Tundra. But yeah, today the match for first place. What is your expectation, Ducky?
I don't know, honestly. I think I said Hit and Run wins this.
Yeah, same for me. Like I was talking to Kai about it, and we were like, at some point, W needs to lose, and then they did against Weekend, which was, I guess, unexpected in our book. We would have maybe thought that could have happened a bit earlier, but yeah, a lot of well-known names there on the side of both Hit and Run and W. A lot of good performers that we had seen doing some highlights as well already. Yeah, the most significant damage dealer there on the left side, iOS, having a really great season. Both Hit and Run and W having the same win rate overall. As we can obviously see, nice percentage values. But yeah, good stuff for the 2-140 players. But I think iOS also has shifted quite a bit towards the sniper tanks. We've seen them both in the Leopard and K91.
Yeah, I mean, both of these doing very well, but iOS having the better season, you know, filling a big gap that W had after Baby's departure. And they're doing well, but they do come off of a disappointing loss, I think it's fair to say. And, you know, they had a pretty good mid-segment to the season, but there's still 2 matches to go. This is one of them. They could still go from the position they're in now to 1 or 2 positions lower.
Yeah, but they definitely secured the playoffs. Same can be said for Hit and Run. The team that is going to win today will obviously lock temporarily first place. We'll start off on Ghost Town, a map that we have seen earlier today as well, but then we will switch to Sand River, potentially Cliff, and Tundra, as I've mentioned, Hit and Run banning Ruinberg instead of their usual ban on Tundra.
Yeah, they let Tundra go through, banning Ruinberg. I guess they don't want to play it against W, so it's the tiebreaker. So even though they don't like playing Tundra, they would only have to play it once, you know, worst case.
Yeah, and I think they are capable of preparing the map after this has been now the second season, plus they have played it during WCI. I mean, they banned it, but it was part of the map pool there. With that being said, we are about to jump into the first game. Ghost Town, a map where we have seen most teams actually ban the K91 against Hit and Run because they made very good use of them in the first part of the regular season in Phase 1. Caster predictions a bit indecisive. Some people going for Hit and Run, some people going for W. I think it's pretty justified as both teams having a pretty good season so far.
Yeah, and you see the predictions here split down the middle, right? Keyhand, Ian going for W, you and me going for Hit and Run. Let's see who ends up being right.
Well, at least someone will be right, because earlier everyone was wrong. Do you think we'll see some kind of like red strat approach again, or what do you think we can expect from the teams? I think the T100 has been quite popular recently.
Yeah, the low profile of the T100 is adding up in terms of survivability. You know, can't spot them as well, but the firepower of it's not that great.
No, with that being said, we are having 5 more seconds in the ban phase, and we will take a look immediately at what has been excluded. It's the T57 on W's side and the the EBR 105 on Hit and Run side, meaning the T100 is being played, and so are 2 K91s on the side of Hit and Run.
W?
Pretty similar lineups,
Yeah.
right?
T100 as well. Dravets. Yeah, it's just difference in the strike tanks, you know?
I mean, it's one bet chat for one K91.
Minor differences. Just, very minor stuff. The path could be powerful. Mentos played it a lot so far on Ghost Town.
Yeah, Mentos also one of the top performing players in the team. Let's take a look if the teams decide to use any early planes. Both Ketsai and Clove seem to be holding theirs. And I guess it's Nepal and Tsek, both of them racing towards the strike. Tsek got there first. And looks like Clove is spotted. Ketsai is spotted as well. Now it's very important. How much damage is flying into the tanks? And Clove takes 1.8.
That is a lot of damage on the T100. Ketsai getting spotted out. He's taken 1.8 as well on the crossing. And he might take a little more. He's tracked again. He cannot run away. Clove might survive. Ketsai will not. As the shots rain in, they put him down. And Mentos did get spotted out for a second there in the bat, but now will be unspotted. And this is, not that great for hit and run. Oof.
Ooh, great blind shot there by Franek. We've seen him hitting those. And that puts Tsek there in a pretty bad position because Mentos will just recharge his ability and will probably pick up Tsek pretty soon.
I mean, bad is kind of an understatement. They cannot keep the CS63 alive, so hit and run has to do something. Not sure if Ketsai was supposed to shoot there, He got spotted for that. I think he was a little greedy, and that is sometimes a Ketsai moment.
No, for sure. I mean, Clove respots Tsek, and that will be the second clip of Mentos there. Clove being careful to not end up in the line of fire, but in the end, good shooting, putting Tsek on 173 HP. Ios with a K91 picks up the kill, helps out, and that is a pretty significant advantage for W now.
I would say I would not go and call it unlosable, but it's pretty damn close to it.
No, I mean, no light tank anymore, significant HP advantage.
No tanks. What does hit and run currently have?
I mean, to be honest, there's not much to argue with, right? They were not able to pick up any strikes. Ios will likely be able to pick up the radio tower, so all information available again for W. And yeah, I think this is pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah, and it's interesting to say that since hit and run still has 5 tanks left standing, but they'll lose the Eastern Strike, they'll lose the 1-2 strike. Mentos has their crossing cut off as well. Ios has a level 2 strike already, will get a level 3 out of using this strike, more likely than not. Monster's pushing Mentos, but that's more for show than anything else, because Nepal's already covering. They're converging on towards DJ in the meantime. There's a strike coming out. That seems to be the small strike from the CS, just to stun him. And then Itox comes in with the E4, will probably jump on top of him, gets tracked again though. Mentos against Monster. It's not the cleanest trades from W, but the good thing is, when you're up so far, the trades don't have to be clean. They can be very dirty and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep the relative HP difference, that is great. Obviously, they are bleeding a bit more than hit and run, but now they were able to close in and pick up the guns, and that is usually the trickle-down effect. All tanks still standing, and even though hit and run gave them a decent fight, that will be the first round in favor of W.
Yeah, Franek, last one standing, will not stand for too much longer. Yeah, like I said, coming back to the beginning of the round, right? Ketsai also shot at the T100 of Clove. He got spotted out, and because of that, he did get planed. If he doesn't shoot, Clove still takes the damage. Don't know if he was... I don't think he'd be able to take the radio tower. Could be wrong. Would have to check. But it opens himself up to get planed, If not for that, it's Clove on 300 HP or 600 HP, Ketsai on full HP, and Clove in trouble,
Yep, and... those are those minor things where you really need to be careful with how much you're willing to risk. That definitely was an interesting first round. Kind of like decisive first part, and then we pretty much knew who would be the victor of this round. But we'll have a best of 7 meaning we'll end up with at least 3 more rounds, and I'm pretty sure it will not be that much of a one-sided affair.
I would hope so, because right now, this is a tough round for a Hit and Run fan, and tough round for our predictions, Phil, as well.
I mean, it's just the first one. But yeah, I mean, Ketsai fired 1 shot, and that was it for him.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he should shoot, but maybe I'm wrong. It's possible.
Yeah, without a lot of overthinking, obviously, we can already look forward to the second round of Ghost Town. One thing that we haven't seen in a while is basically like an aggression towards the like a clash, let's say like this. We've seen some aggression on the medium flank where some teams, even Hit and Run, was kind of like over pushing that but just didn't find anything. I think they even had like a triple 50B strat where they fought against Cashback earlier in phase 2 as well. But it would be interesting to see maybe teams coming up with some ideas of using potentially like E50Ms or something that is good against K91 and RHM if they can get them into a fight and can't really like be fully out-rotated like you would do it with a Type or with an E4. But yeah, phase 1 score obviously indicating that W had the upper hand. But I guess as long as there's no 2-0 on Ghost Town, this match pretty much is still in anyone's hands.
Yeah. I mean, it's, like you said, it's the first round, right? And not everything went badly for them. The start was okay, then it went badly.
Yeah, which kind of makes it even worse because they had a good advantage and then kind of threw it away within a matter of like 15 seconds. Okay, the ban phase has concluded, so we can see K91 banned this time by Hit and Run, interesting to see. BZ banned by W, W coming with a double 430U, double CS, double T57 and a 60 TP. And Hit and Run also with 4 heavy tanks, of which they have 2 types, a Dravek and a 50B. They brought a light tank plus a 140 430U combination. So a bit more firepower on the side of W,
They will double cap.
but Hit and Run has the light.
There will be an insta-cap coming out from W, more likely than not, with a double CS, maybe followed by a 430U. 57 is kind of similar where we saw them Sicario, which you will probably find around the E6, E7 location. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean the 60 TP where the Yo tank was before.
They're not using both CSs on the cap, they're only using one. The double 430U.
I think the second CS is pushing the 430U.
No. The second CS is
no.
on the 7 line.
Ah, I see, Hurricane. Well, 3 tanks in this cap now, and because of the mid-season changes, no immediate option for either side to use the first engagement immediately happening. I was about to say Itox can't prevent anyone from taking a strike, but now he got a first spot, a shot of damage as well. Cap is still ongoing. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. There is the first decap. 10 more seconds. Monster needs to provide another decap. But I think the overpush will immediately come onto those 2 tanks here. T-Sec and Monster being overpushed by 4 tanks. The light tank is in the back, kind of like trying to get the strike before giving supportive fire. But someone was able to put the small strike in, and Monster is bleeding HP.
Monster is about to be dead, actually. Lucan picks him up, and now T-Sec trying to roll away. The RHM is crossfiring in, and Mentos did a good job of keeping Apollo alive. That's the second round of the 57s coming out. Panzer Fury and Deja, they want to shoot those 57 heavies. Mentos says, let's do it. Peeks around the corner, finds a kill against Deja. T-Sec coming in, trying to get a ram, but he is dead. DJ in the 140 is about to be rolled over, as well as W find immense success on Ghost Town, but it's not won yet for them. DJ and Franek and the RHM from the back lines shut down Lucan. So now 5 tanks from W, 4 from Hit and Run. The problem, however, is Panzer Fury is dead. He might do one more shot, but the 60 TP face hugging, a bit annoying. Fury realizes this, does a really good adjustment, finds the shot. Mentos, however, just kills DJ on the strike. Ios finds Panzer Fury, and just like that, it's looking pretty dire yet again.
Yeah, I mean, Franek is still dangerous. He has 4 shots in the clip, but look at the amount of tanks that he has to face off against. Everyone being willing to take a shot here or there. The clip of the 50B is emptied, and that leaves Ketzai, the man that was the first one to fall, now the last one to stand, but it will not make much difference if they kill him or not. The cap is running, 10 seconds roughly left, and I think Mentos will pick up Franek, and that will be the end of the round.
Yeah, Ketzai comes in, hits the strike against Nepal, pushes the cap a little bit lower, but it doesn't really matter. Franek even kind of outplaying Mentos here, but Mentos, I think, realizing this, is pushing forward. Good timing on Mentos' bias. Franek will get 1. Mentos will, however, have the advantage and find the kill. Ketzai does find 1 kill of his own, but 8 seconds left. He'll be forced to peek. Ios, Piotr. Ios watching one angle. Yeah, Piotr the other. HE coming in, 972. Back down to 8 seconds. Ketzai needs to find the kill on Ios, but Piotr is already there, holding the angle against his former teammate, shooting HE as well. A mistake in that regard, but nonetheless will find the kill against Ketzai at some point in time. Maybe sparing him a little bit because, you know, old teammates and all, but W on 2, Hidden Run 1-0.
Yeah, pretty good stuff here by W. Very decisive second round. You mentioned it, this attempt of immediately putting pressure onto the cap. And then this two-prompt attempt of the T-57s in combination with the 60 TP, pressuring the tanks that are going for the immediate decap. So that was good stuff, as well as individual plays. You mentioned it, the face hug and the 60 TP, and decision making when it comes to eliminating the guns out of the game. And well-deserved victory for W. I mean, great stuff from Ios as well. He had a good round. No strike damage, still 6k damage done. And I didn't see any like blow-ups or anything. Yeah, 8 shots penetrated in the 60 TP.
Yeah, it was a really good engagement there, even for the T-57s. Good shielding, keeping each other alive, so they could continue the battle. IOS 6k as well, having a tremendous season. Good rounds from W, really taking hit and run on speed, gasping them out of air, and yeah.
I mean, we can see it, like, on the side of W, they have a total of 320 bounce damage. Hit and run having, like, nearly perfect accuracy and pen rate, but it's just not enough.
I mean, you have this light, you know, that does do a lot, but it's not contributing HP. That's a very important factor. And you have the problem that the Dravets is a sustain tank, not really just a brawl tank, but sustain, and it's a longer battle, and the 4TU is dead.
Yeah, I mean, Monster was the first one to get over-pushed. I mean, the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe, for Hit and Run is that they're switching now onto their map pick, Sand River. But we would need a clean 4-0 now on the map picks of Hit and Run for our prediction to come true.
Yeah. Not really feeling it anymore, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, you know how we say hope dies last, but I feel like it's starting to take some serious hits.
Yeah, they lose the next one. All of a sudden, they are, you know, looking at a match point.
I mean, W has had some, let's call it interesting rounds against Weekend on Sand River, especially the 1-on-1 between Sunshine and Nepal, which stood out. Let's see if they decide to ban. Yeah. Okay, so STRV banned and the Dravek banned on the side of Hit and Run. That usually indicates that you don't want the enemy to have like a strong hold and you want to overpush something. And that is kind of being confirmed by the double E50M BZ combination, Monster picking the 430U. Which of the lineups do you prefer?
Kind of like the kill anyone in this, actually. Because if Hit and Run doesn't find a fight, those kill anyone we've seen it. Their sustain in over a long period of battle is tremendous.
No, I mean, Hit and Run has the Inspire tank, so I feel like if they get a good engagement, that is definitely something in their favor. But the initial spot hitting both the BZ and the Udres. Ketsai might be able to get the info tower. That is good start for them because that leaves Monster with the information that he can kind of push through and potentially secure the first RT strike. Clerv has gotten some information as well on the south, so I would assume that one of the W tanks will pick up the strike there. I would say fairly equal opening, but considering that Hit and Run wants to be the one aggressing and pushing with those tanks, maybe slight advantage to W? Question mark?
I'd say yes. But the way that things are looking right now, positions that they're taking, forcing T-Sec back and having control over at least their part of the map. Clerv also gets to spam his planes if he goes into the cap at some point, which is going to be...
Oh, Joker, take a look at Ketsai. I think he will make it into the upper bushes without even getting spotted. And that helps if you're the northern team.
Yeah, but if you're Clerv right now, I think you play along the edge of the cap. You use a plane here, use a plane there. You drive on the cap, you drive off of the cap. You are able to do that because the cap actually generates a lot of prestige points.
I mean, it depends on which kind of vehicle you're playing.
Oof,
Ooh, Franek.
He gets a replane out of it. He doesn't even need to sit on the cap, and you may be like, why does he leave the cap? It's because he already has a level 3 plane. At some point, he may want to generate another one, which means he just goes to sit back on the cap. It's like 10 seconds to get a plane in a light.
Yeah, and obviously the tank choice here of Hit and Run is something very important because they don't have any strike tanks. So punishment via decaps via mini strikes not possible for them. A bit of punishment going there in Decha's direction. Not critical yet, but overall happy for Piotr and Nepal any shot that they can do at the beginning because they will ramp up their ability, and obviously the bounty hunter ability gets stronger over time if you don't use it for the heal.
Clerv will now take the strike back, and I think W is currently pretty content with this initial advantage that they got towards Franek, dropping him towards half HP. Ketsai has taken the strike. Nonetheless, Clerv does use his plane. That one is on towards Ketsai, but I don't think they're able to shoot that. Clerv, however, doesn't have a plane now to spot DJ, which means that they do get a radio tower after all, and Piotr does take a decent amount of damage in return as well.
Okay, so what would be your game plan if you're Hit and Run now? Because I feel like W will, yeah, exactly what I was about to say. It's like
left re-pushing the river, but pushing 0 line, but that's spotted out early as well. I think pushing the river from the 8 line is about the only thing. I don't see realistically a good play right now for them.
I feel like one point could be to kind of like get somehow into this like E4 beginning of the dip and try to get
spotted, so you would have to go from the 8 line. Maybe he's sitting at G1 where he is right now. You get spotted driving around the 4 line corner. It's too early.
Maybe they can use a strike and like time it nicely, but if Piotr doesn't want to use their, you know, like you stun the yacht to get in.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Well, why don't they just ask W if they can cross at the same time, you know?
Please, let us cross here.
I mean, Clerv, our Romanian RHM, just gathering a few planes. You see, goes towards the edge. You see how quickly that bar ticks up from capping. Leaves the cap then as well. Puts a plane. Puts it on the BZ this time of DJ. Nepal tries to get a shot. They will deny it. Clerv taking a strike yet again. So playing plane master at this point. I think you should check his ability usage after the battle just to see how many planes he launched in this one.
No. Okay, so the important thing is, at this point, I guess, damage dealt. And that surely is something...
Oh my god, DJ, what a play. I mean, sure, it uses... Okay, he gets into the 4 line unspotted. Unbelievable stuff.
But he doesn't win the 1 versus 1, and the 430U is gone already, so...
There is no 1v1. Ooh, Clerv gets spotted out on the cap. Ketsai uses the plane. Clerv Ooh la 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 la. Quick 360.
yeah.
Oh, Klurf is dead. He's dead.
I mean, this is a one way to open, right? Now W has the tank disadvantage, which obviously puts kind of the pressure on
Klurf got a bit
their side again. And I mean, sure, you lose some HP onto the hit and run tanks, but DJ is kind of the tank that you're willing to give up the HP on, right?
Yeah, I feel like Klurf got a bit greedy with those planes, you know, like at some point they're also just going to try and spot you on that cap because they know what you're doing. When you trigger that cap, they know that you're probably on the outside where you were before, trying to do the same thing, trying to be sneaky, and they punish it very well.
Now we see there are no strikes available on the side of W, so Ketzai should be able to pick up this one. Tsek has the chance of hitting Mentos from this angle. He gets the plane from his ally as well. Mentos gets hit by the strike, and now the important thing is how good is the supportive fire onto, a good shot by Tsek, onto DJ if the 430U plus E50M combination pushes into DJ. Because W is down significant amounts of HP now, and I'm not sure how Itox lost so much HP here.
He's dead. Yeah, this round is... You know, they were in an okay position for a while, even an advantageous position, but then, you know, hit and run, I think, they kind of got aware of sneaky things they were trying to do with Klurf on the cap, you know? And I think Klurf, you know, as well he's playing, I think sometimes you have to go all the way to the front of the cap, to the mosque, you know, so you're really, really safe. So you don't run into that much of a risk, you know. If you're constantly sitting on the outside of the cap, you see what can happen, right? Ketsa uses the plane. Everybody knows that you're somewhere there, and they're just ready for it.
Yeah, we have still a one tank disadvantage, and took a look where the T100 is now. Monster is in a bit of trouble, I would dare to say, but Mentos is fairly low HP, so if Monster is able to put in some good shots, maybe he can even win this 1 versus 2. I guess with Lucan coming in, that will not be the case. But Decha and Franek in the Udes are there now as well. Mentos takes quite some damage, is being dropped, and I think at this point we're getting into the unlosable territory for hit and run.
Like it's been unlosable for a little bit, but yeah, it's the closing moments and just shows how much the light tank matters, right, on this map, and losing it. Maybe W got a little bit too comfortable, you know, after their 2 ghost hand wins, maybe got a little bit too confident in themselves. Hit and run to remind them that they are beatable.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Klurf wanted to take our judgment for how many deployed planes it is, or it would potentially be out of the way. So not that many, because he died halfway into the game. But yeah, the closing moments here, double kill for hit and run, and first point on the board for them. Definitely an important one, because you don't want to be 3-0 down against a team like W, because they're also not fooling around today.
No, and it was a great round from hit and run. It's a good counter on towards the light on the cap, right? It's a good adjustment. They see it, they punish it at some point, and Klurf is dead. A little bit too relaxed in that battle. You know, I think the slow pace of it was kind of putting everybody to sleep in the battle, including Klurf, and then hit and run actually put him to sleep fully.
Rolled skills used 9 times, and 2 RT strikes from Klurf. But actually he died with having an RT strike, so he only got 425, and the second time he got eliminated before he could even set off the damage. But yeah, that is the first round for hit and run. I mean, pretty good good damage distribution for them as well. DJ on the bottom, the only one dying, but he was kind of the tank that they wanted to use for exactly that. And that puts us pretty much in a close situation again, because hit and run will definitely also have some momentum from this, because this was not an easy one to win, especially with how the early game went.
Well, 2-1 Hidden Run gets the opportunity to make it 2-2, and then we just completely forget about the Ghost Town, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we said 4-2 for a reason, right? It's still possible. You just need to manifest it.
Yeah, this is that's
You know, we are so back part of the circle now.
we are in the one possibility, right? The only universe in which it does end in a 4-2.
I mean, do we need a second one where it happens?
No, one is enough.
One is enough, exactly. Okay, we are launching into the second round of Sand River, and I see a lot of tanks still being shuffled around. The ban phase has not yet concluded, but you can usually see teams roughly preparing what they want to play before that already. There are some unusual tanks still in the selection, so let's wait 5 more seconds until the ban phase is finally over. There we go. STRV banned by Hidden Run, W banning the Yo tank. And it looks like W this time with a fairly push-heavy lineup. K91 and 5 Dravex, which obviously can hold positions fairly well as well. Clove in the RHM, and on the other hand, Hidden Run, maybe even more pushing. Double BZ, double Dravek, double E50M, and a 140. No light tank for Hidden Run.
Yeah, well,
I actually like the W lineup against what Hidden Run has.
very heavy against very heavy, but with a light to get the info. Yeah, I can see it. Definitely see it. If they don't get caught into a bad fight for them, the lights in the K91 can control the map. So, yeah, well, I see it. I understand why.
Okay, Clove decides to not use the plane. That will actually end up giving him spots anyway. Interesting. 3 tanks spotted, damage flying into Franik immediately. The jig is up quite a bit for W because their tanks got spotted, but in return they got the radio tower, and that gives them all the information that they could need. Hidden Run is not in a position to punish this. A bit of shots flying back. Lucan taken 1. And Monster potentially being able to take the strike. I mean, Hidden Run got quite some map control. Interesting decap here with HE onto Monster.
I don't think he
But yeah, I would say so too. I mean, there are some buildings in the way,
strike, the mini
but
strike.
IOS has a mini strike. Yeah, IOS just deployed it, and I think that basically demolishes the remaining cover. Monster will be able to pull back behind the non-destructible objects. There are a bunch of rocks there in the Onslaught version of Sand River, and obviously the Dune as well. But holding this position will at least give them a bit of control and a bit of extra spotting capabilities in the northern part of the map.
Monster back on towards taking it. There is still a little piece of building by the look.
I think he just got a critical into his cupola.
I think the last piece of building is now destroyed though, so I think Klurf has shots on towards Monster. Nepal taking 1. Lucky to not take another one.
Yeah, manages to avoid the BZ shell. That would have been quite expensive. Good shooting there, coming in from, I believe, Klurf, because the K91 comes from the other angle. So Klurf able to get some plane prestige up, and it seems like Mentos is the next contender there, trying to get into the strike. Obviously, most of the buildings have been destroyed. Ketsa in the BZ trying to take a strike as well. I'm not sure if that will be successful either, as there is quite some pressure around it. Talking about pressure, take a look in the K line. Hidden Run has successfully taken that one and taken the strike as well. So good stuff for Hidden Run.
Yeah. Mental's taken back towards that strike, but can W even push through the north? That's a big question.
I mean, they will try to eliminate Monster there, trying to get a crossfire onto him, but Lucan is also in a bit of trouble. He is down to 900 HP. Make it 500. Monster not able to connect his shot, but the strike hits home. And that's the first gun out of the game for W, which are down a significant amount of HP as well.
Yeah, no, it's looking great for Hidden Run. This northern push is not a possibility right now for W. Lucan is dead, and I don't see how they get out of this one, Phil.
I mean, taking a look at the hit and run tanks, the damage taken distribution is very good for them. Like, they have a lot of tanks that took some damage, but are not like close to being eliminated so far. I mean, Monster is now a bit lower than you would hope he is, but he gets support and some supportive fire as well into Mentos. Hit and run have more than 5k HP advantage, and even though they're right now on the receiving side, you can see there are shots of damage flying into Itox, who's down to 100 HP as well. Decha, with the elevated position, might be able to find an angle there. And Piotr, the next one to fall. This looks very good for Hit and Run, if not already over.
No, it looks fantastic for Hit and Run. They find the first Sand River, now they're going to get the second one as well. And as good as W did in these Ghost Town battles, Hit and Run shifts the momentum back towards them. They find a very good battle here on Sand River, not giving any openings whatsoever. And thinking about, you know, the first Ghost Town fill as well. I'd say Hit and Run has gotten back into this match, and if you think about that one as well and how it could have went, arguably looking pretty good.
Yeah. And with that being said, Hit and Run, all their tanks alive, 7-0. I mean, at some point we were talking about like a 5k HP advantage, and then I looked like less than a minute later and it was 14,000 to 6. So quite good stuff with the trading there. I mean, we have seen Hit and Run, even in the rounds that they lost, with good hit and pen rates. So, yeah, well-deserved comeback. Impressed.
Yeah, good stuff from Hit and Run. And I think now they really have the momentum going as well to take the remainder of this match, believe it or not. It's quick. It's interesting how it shifts, you know, after the first map, it was like, the first Ghost Town they could have won. The second one, I think they deserve to lose, nonetheless. But then these two Stand Rivers, I mean, you know, on one, they execute Klurf, win and win out. And on this one, they just, all the tanks in all the right places.
No, I mean, Piotr and Lucan, the two Draveks that dropped fairly at the beginning, Piotr with 0 damage, and Lucan with just 900. Yeah, we'll take a quick look at the post-game stats now. Io's on top. He has the K91, so, I mean, he kind of has to be the one that deals the majority of the damage. Mentos damage being boosted a bit by 850 strike damage. And even though both teams with kind of like on the lower end of pen rates due to a lot of hull down tanks and longer distance shots, decap shots as well with HE. Hit and Run definitely in like a 10k damage advantage and well-deserved 7-0 victory coming back on Sand River. So, Cliff, the next map, do you think the mental part gives you a bit of an edge there, or is the brawl on Cliff just something that comes with instincts and it's still anyone's game?
It's anybody's game, to be honest. In the long past, I would favor Hit and Run on this, but I feel like W have won so many chaotic rounds this season that I almost feel like they're favored on this.
I mean, Hit and Run has played 5 battles on Cliff and won 4 of them. W has played 7 battles on Cliff and has won 5 of them, so 80% win rate meeting, what is it, 71.4%. So both of those teams definitely good on Cliff. W actually had the game where they brought a gorilla as well, so interesting for them to come up with these kind of strategies. CS and 50B banned. Both teams have 4 BZs. W just added a 5th one, so did Hit and Run. Okay, Hit and Run removed it again. They're switching to double 430U, Batchat 140, triple BZ. And on the other hand, we have 5 BZs plus 140 light tank again for Clove. I mean, both of them can work well. The Batchat is usually the tank that is very hard to be effective on, because you need to get those good engagements. 4 tanks spotted, 4 Hit and Run. That gives Clove a good amount of information. Obviously, it's 6 tanks coming that way. no CSs, so it will be difficult for Hidden Run to get any initial damage into Cliff. Monster is reloaded. Let's see if he decides to fire. I believe he won't. He gets into the cabbie. BZs are aimed there, and it's 4 of them connecting.
Yeah, he's dead. To be honest, he ain't living throughout this one. Mentos and Itox are now crossing over. Klurv has the cabbie. Phenomenal shooting from W. Good counter as well. Monster gets spotted out. Nepal finds the kill. Piotr peeking over a little bit too much, taking some shots to the face, but they're up a gun from the beginning of the game. And we know how hard it is on a map like Cliff to really come back, especially when Franek is all the way at A5 at the 140. Takes so long to get into the battle. Ios is already on top of the hill, above everybody. 1-2 is under control, and you need to somehow get Panzer Fury involved, which is a tank on the 2 line. So he's, you know, facing off against 3 on the lower side, and the RHM doesn't even have to leave his cover. He can just try and get those bot shots here and there. The strike comes in as well. W up 3000 HP. On the top of the hill will be a fight in the 2-on-2, but the 430 of Panzer Fury now coming behind. He might actually find a really good timing though on towards Mentos, nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, Panzer will take another shot from the RHM. Cliff understands that he has to get into the fight, but there is supportive fire onto Mentos as well from the side of Hidden Run. Panzer hugging the wall to kind of stay safe from the BZs. He took 1 shot anyway, but now he is in a decent position. Obviously, W is still up significant amounts of HP, but they equalized the gun situation.
Sure. Really good timing from Panzer Fury. Really, really good. And Itox is now forced to cross back over. And even with this tremendous timing from Panzer Fury, he's still in trouble. The light might just kill him. And if he doesn't, then Itox will kill him. And that puts it back into a gun advantage for W. And that's what I mean. Like, that's the problem. Ios finds the kill now. And even with the great timing, it's, you know, losing a full bat shot in the beginning of the game is so hard to come back from, especially when it controls a powerful crossfire position on towards the middle. And yeah, this one's match point for W.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why we usually see people just putting a CS there or not using the position if it's that risky. I mean, the CS is just much faster, right?
Yeah, quite a bit, yes.
Well, cleanup operation has been successful for W, and that gives them, as you mentioned, the 3rd point in this best of 7. Ios there had a very important position, the 140 from the top, keeping everyone inspired as well, and yeah, dealing damage in the meantime. W now up hit and run with their backs against the wall. I think it's not over yet, but it definitely shows how close those 2 teams are matched up against each other.
Indeed. So, W ends up winning it out, but, you know, like we said, after killing Monster in the beginning, there's not much left to do for Hit and Run.
I mean,
Be a miracle if
yeah.
they win from that point, really.
I feel like the things that could have went well for Hit and Run already went quite alright after the initial disaster. But yeah, it was an uphill battle, and they would have needed a bit of a miracle for this to swing back in their favor. Like, I don't know, like if they get like a blow up on the 140 that goes up on the hill or something, but W is not the team to give away this kind of an advantage that easily.
Yeah, 3-2 for W. Tiebreaker, Phil, seems imminent.
Yeah, W is a team that has played a lot of tiebreakers. I remember in previous seasons often even coming back with the backs against the wall, but we've also seen Hit and Run fight into the tiebreakers, not just in previous seasons, but in this one, especially in matches against CTR and Weekend. So both those teams having plenty of experience, but before we get ahead of ourselves, we will play the second round of Cliff, because W still has the chance to take it cleanly.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's possible, for sure. It is indeed very possible, Phil. However, I just, you know, after seeing all these rounds, I don't feel like either team is going to be that ahead.
I mean, this was a round where very minor 5 seconds swing the game in one favor. We have seen the same on Ghost Town, so anything can happen. Bans coming in, both teams agreeing on the 50B being excluded. We have an interesting situation here on the side of Hit and Run, deciding to go this time with a light tank, Foch, 140 E50M, CS, and double BZ combinations. So a bit of everything. W in a more straightforward 2 CS, 140, and double BZ setup. I would say it's quite a push-heavy setup from W. The plane hits basically everyone. So the jig is up when it comes to information gain, so Hit and Run needs to really make the best out of that, because obviously that's the disadvantage that you have with a light tank not having that much firepower.
Getsai moving up towards the hill. Does he take any punish for this? No, actually does it unscathed. Good stuff.
Very clean driving as well.
And Klurf also gets up unscathed though. That's worse for Getsai.
Yeah, on the other hand, obviously the small strike coming in onto Monster and Panzeri. Panzeri evacuating kinda to maybe get a better crossfire angle. The Foch, definitely a tank that is very good in receiving this kind of a push. Monster activates the ability, I would say, with a pretty decent timing. Still has the remaining shots in his clip. Should be able to put an easy 6 out of 6 clip, but the BZs, definitely the tanks that want to take those. And DJ already dropping very dangerously low.
Well, DJ is 2-shot to the BZs of Lukin and Itox. Nepal hiding behind the rock. That's the correct play to try and prolong his life a little bit more. Panzer Fury with a good focus fire though. Decha in return trying to chase down Ios. Ketsai is coming in. 650 from the BZ. Will put Ios towards a one-shot, and then Ketsai maybe can find a finish. Decha didn't connect the shot into the tracks. Now Ios will survive and slide down, and that's the Inspire kept alive. And Panzer Fury now in the CS63 taking a lot of damage as well. And W, they are not looking at a tiebreaker whatsoever. Klurf is going to try and sell his life as expensive as possible, and he may even get a little bit of help from Ios, who has adjusted all the way back towards the 5 line. Can he find the shot? He can. Decha does find Klurf first, but it does not matter. And I think with this result, well, it's not over just yet, but if they do end up winning it, which is looking very likely, W is securing themselves first in the regular season.
Yeah, and fantastic from W, managing to isolate those tanks, really push over, distribute the damage of the Foch onto all the BZs, and then overwhelming the medium tanks of Hit and Run. I have to say, there were a bunch of situations, especially the light tank situation at the beginning, but also the bat chat, where like very small things like aiming or the way you're driving made a difference. It could have swung either way, but W definitely the deserved victor today. And as you have mentioned, securing the extra cash prize as well for the high up standings in the regular season.
Yeah. So good job to W. 4-2, clean victory coming out. Unluckily for us, Phil, not that good. Unlucky. It is what it is. We still have the playoffs, Phil, you know?
Exactly. With that being said, I think Hit and Run, a bit of like over-eagerness at some points. Ketsai shooting maybe a bit too aggressively in the wrong moments. We could have seen this go either way. I mean, we saw the same problem with Klurf overstaying his welcome in the cap. But yeah, I mean, the damage numbers speak for themselves. Usually we don't have to look at the top, but at the bottom. And if the E50M does less than 2k, we have T-Sec there being eliminated with only, I guess, 1 shot of damage plus a bit of ramming. So that indicates that other tanks would have had to balance out that lack of damage, and they were not able to do so. Second match for today completed as well, and we have another banger on our hands. Mafia versus Weekend, and they are playing for playoff positions as well.
Yeah. Well, that is another important match coming up for the top 4 positions. But before that, let's look a little bit at replays, and we'll be right back.
This is the world's most advanced processor. In entertainment, its rendering speeds render other processors obsolete. Powers cloud services for billions. Helps change the course of climate change. And uses AI to accelerate disease detection and cures. We make the world's most advanced processors, but only with your vision can we advance the world. AMD. Together, we advance.
Well, hello there, and welcome back to the last and the final game of today. And well, it was shaping up to be a lot of drama here in between Mafia and Weekend, but after the, let's call it, disappointing performance of Cashback in the first match, the stakes all of a sudden are still high. It's about who's going to be starting in upper bracket, but not so high as before anymore. And happy birthday, by the way, to Kono.
Yes, I think he's 20 now, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. So young, the good old days.
I could say absolutely the same thing. But yeah, the youngster there on the team of Mafia, maybe he will be able to tie a little birthday present for himself today by getting a lot of points for making it into upper bracket. Because to be honest, I think not when it comes to the prize pool earning, but like the difference between starting in upper and lower bracket is like the harshest difference you can possibly have for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you have to play one more game, right? And, you have to expose some of your strats. And, yeah, it's just a lot less games played needed to get to the final, at least.
I mean, the other thing is that you cannot slip up. If you start in the lower bracket and you lose a match, it's over immediately. But if it is up to this match, up to this man, if it is up to Orzhek, then it's not going to be over for Mafia just yet. His DPG has been absolutely stellar throughout the season, and here we can see the community prediction 75-25 for Mafia. In my opinion, that's a little much considering this season's performance of both teams.
Yeah, I feel like it's more closer to maybe 60-40, something like that.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Yeah, but I mean, both teams definitely could either win this match. I don't know on the casting predictions. I think some people have gone either way, I think, so yeah.
Well, let's see. First of all, the maps. Pick and bans, you see here, Himmelsdorf and Ghost Town taken out. That leaves Sand River as the first map to be played, so possibly a pretty slow start to the matchup. But after that, it's probably going to speed up with Tundra, that has been played very, very aggressively, at least throughout the later parts of this season. And if anything, it's going to get faster after that. The speed up is programmed in with Cliff, that normally is a very fast and furious one. And then Ensk to round it off, if we get there.
Yeah, some nice maps. I think, as you said, Sand River is a bit of a slower map, but yeah, definitely speeding up for Tundra and Cliff, which more exciting, I guess.
Well, I mean, Sand River definitely can be one of those maps where teams that like to play very tactical come into their own, and I think this is exactly why Mafia picked it. Mafia are a team that are known to, when it matters, they can play super aggressive, etc., but they can also, and they really like to, play control, whereas Weekend, I mean, I don't want to call them a one-trick pony by any means, but I think whereas Mafia is known for control, Weekend is more known for very, very aggressive plays, trying to surprise the opponent, trying to immediately overwhelm them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, previous seasons they used like 4 Bliskers and just sent it down some line, and I mean, it worked for them most of the time, to be fair, but
well, not last season,
not
but the
last,
season
yeah,
before
not,
that
yeah,
one.
The season before that, yeah. But yeah, no, most casters went Mafia.
Yeah. Although both of us agreeing on the 4-3, so I think both of us with the understanding that Weekend's performance throughout this season at least has been nothing to snuff at, to be honest. They are confirmed in the playoffs, and Mafia maybe a little bit less than usual when it comes to stability. I think this is why we find them so close to Weekend, with the possibility to start in the lower bracket. And obviously, this head-to-head match here, you want to win it, especially if you're Mafia, because then you would be confirmed upper bracket if you do it cleanly. But, for Weekend, if they win here, then they've got it all in their own hands.
Yeah, I mean, if they win it cleanly as well, they'll be on the same points as Hit and Run, so Yeah, anything could happen on the last day.
Anything could happen, except I do believe W dropping out from that first spot. I think they did lock it in now, and I think that is also the first time that W ever did that. Normally they were, starting like second, third place if they made it to playoffs, or like fourth place and, miracle run lower bracket. But that was then, and now is now. We're going to start with the tank bans. The Dravets getting banned by Weekend and Mafia opting out of the 430U. So Weekend are going to be starting with not a Sheridan. Once again, you're not going to be debating me, Clownzik. Instead, an MBY, a CS63, an E50M, double K91, an UDES, and a T100.
And for Mafia, 1 BZ, 1 I7, 1 M5Y, 1 E50M, 1 K91, STRV, and an RHM.
Yeah, the first time almost it feels like STRV doesn't get banned on Sand River, at least in quite some time. Normally STRV even sometimes banned by both teams, but now it immediately gets picked up by Orzhek. The plane, it hits 3 from Sunshine, and that is important because that means he doesn't get a replay immediately. Sunshine tapping the info tower. Kono, same thing for him. So Mexican standoff between both players. Sunshine getting reset. Kono, the birthday boy, he gets the info tower, full info for Mafia, and problems for Sunshine.
I think that might have been birthday luck, pulling that out. Managing to not take any damage and getting the radar off. Incredible.
Absolutely. Paradise here getting the info on the north that Conrad is going to go there in a BZ75. The position he goes to is more of a holding position. He can get cover by Rexa, so there would be some DPM, but Kono just took a shot of damage in the RHM as well. Of course, if there's a single tank in the game on which you don't want to take damage early, that's the light tank, and well, both teams can kind of attest to that at this point in time.
Yeah, both taking 1 or 2 shots each. Sunshine getting the strike now. Didn't get one of the Proofers didn't get the reset with his small strike, so he manages to skip away with the 425 damage.
Yep, and that can be the difference maker together with the stun that comes with it as well. Of course, most people will try to cleanse immediately, but if a team has 2 strikes, then the problems start. Yuzek, he has taken a strike in the south just as he has taken a shot of damage just now. Conrad able to bounce that one, but Trash Panda is going to try and stay hold down. Trash Panda taking one on the way out. So, yeah, not the best kind of engagement from him, but I would say so far, so good for both teams. Mafia with the quick early info, but Weekend kind of stabilizing when it comes to damage retaliation after taking so much on the T100.
Yeah, indeed. Both teams now just kind of settling down, seeing what they can find, but I think both teams are going to be in for a long haul here. I don't really see any plays that could be made, really. Mafia can maybe push out the 1-2 with the I7, but need to be obviously careful of getting repushed, but yeah.
Well, Kano, first of all, in that UDES, we've seen Profuse from Mafia play that a lot in that position, and Profuse was very well known for actually picking purple binoculars on it. But I don't think Kano is running that this season, as Conrad preemptively, or rather expecting Paradise or anyone in that spot really, but going into the bush, just waiting for that CS, and of course the CS doesn't really want to take a shot by the BZ, because the heat of that tank, it doesn't have the highest of pen, but the CS turret, it kind of speculates like for auto-bounces, but as we all know, heat does not auto-bounce.
Yeah, obviously in BZ it's very important to be using your ammo quite efficiently. Most of the time you are using the AP round, but yeah, obviously sometimes you will need the heat round just to go over some armors that are very well angled.
Well, Yuzek seemingly having switched to HE against Clownzik here. HE, it always does damage, I guess, but that's going to take a lot of shots, and I think the i7 only has 30 rounds, so that's not going to do it against Clownzik. It just shows that both teams are kind of in a stalemate right now, don't really know that much how to do, and Conrad using the only 25 meters proxy range that Onslaught has, but of course now they proxy each other, but of course both tanks might have a skill, of course, that triggers at 50 meters of distance, so they're gonna know that something is a foul pretty close to them.
Yeah, yeah, you have close combat showing that you're 50 meters away from a tank, but Mafia only have 1 strike at the moment. Mafia, they had 2, I swear, someone had 2 strikes. but they are probably more able to get the other strike. I know Weekend don't seem to be wanting to get the strike in the north anymore, so Mafia will eventually probably get a bit more ahead on strikes.
Great blind shot, actually. I'm not sure who that was, but someone just blinded Sunshine in that T100, and that is almost cheating, not gonna lie.
Check his BC.
Yeah, Sunshine not gonna be happy with that. He uses the plane, he grabs the info tower, or will he be allowed to? Yes, he does. So finally, Weekend are gonna be playing with full information as well, and we immediately see a readjustment from Paradise, realizes that E50M from the base could be a nasty surprise. Does drop up and over, but the shot goes in the stone. So Conrad, for now, stays full HP.
Yeah, playing quite dangerous Paradise, I feel. I think Conrad wasn't really paying attention to that overpeak until he was shooting, so very risky.
Who's spotted? He takes the artillery strike, 425, and he does get denied. Now the question is, will Trash Panda be able to do something in time? Profuse takes another one, but that one doesn't deal damage. He takes one from Trash Panda on the way out, though, and this means Weekend starting to put cap pressure. They think they can do something after that first info tower. Maybe they've seen an opening in the way that Mafia is positioned.
It too looks like they're re-pushing K-Line onto the IS-7, and IS-7's probably going to have to run away. He's going to get pushed out by the Evil and Clownzik.
Let's see. Yeah, Trash Panda kind of lucky not to get spotted there, I think. But now Yuzak, the wall himself, he's going to be hold down, and he's going to be holding up the shield that is the front of his turret. But if Evil maybe also joins the favorite there together with the E50M, I mean, the MBY on the one line is rotating for Weekend, but 2 DPM mediums that could catch the IS-7 off guard there might be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, the IS-7 needs to be really careful. He needs to try and run back to the ridgeline of where Bartek is. If he doesn't, he might get caught, but if he does get away, the STLV will farm with, 500 damage per shot, and he will just murder everything that tries to push over.
And I think Yuzak right now, he's trying to find out where he's getting spotted from, blinding a lot with that K91. Of course, with that rate of fire, he can afford to, but I don't think he was expecting that. He was actually getting spotted from Sunshine all the way in the back there. So, yeah. For now, Weekend, though, kind of a mess start on the T100, but since then, I feel like they've continuously out-traded Mafia in the damage dealt department, and Rexa now down to less than 1800 with that strike connecting as well. Needs to consider being careful a little bit, and the fact is as well, I mean, Orzhik with that STRV, 2.5k HP on him that are not going to be participating into the fight. And talking about participating in the fight, I think Yuzak is about to do that, but maybe not in the one he wants to.
Yeah, it seems like now they're running away. It seems like maybe they're scared of the strikes. Mafia do have 3 strikes here, and if they push together, it's going to be a lot of HP that you're going to be losing just before you even get into the fight. And I mean, maybe they're just going to play on onslaught rules here.
Well, I don't think that time has quite come yet, because Weekend just popped another info tower, and that means they can perfectly react to what Mafia is doing. Conrad, the only tank in the north, all the tanks that could be supporting him have been drawn away. The CS63, he cannot really engage upon it. There is no way to get to him at this moment in time. Mafia, they're putting all the eggs in one basket. They're really reinforcing the south. They're starting to push it as well, but there is no one that has control over the crown. There's no one that has control over the middle of the map, so they're really going to get punished should they try to overpush, and Clownzik has even smelled this push. He is retreating already. I think Mafia are actually up against the timer here.
Yeah, Conrad here being focused out. He's been completely caught off, no one covering him at all, and he will be picked up by Paradise and Trash Panda. It's going to be forcing Mafia to do something, though I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, let's see. Of course, both of those mediums are going to eat away, chip away at the HP of that tank. A strike goes down. It's going to kill Conrad. And that means Mafia are playing against the clock here now. 90 seconds remaining in the game. Barkis getting completely focused out in that AMVY. The ability doesn't save him. He goes down as well. And Yuzak has to push. There is nothing left else that he can do. But he's driving into 2 guns that have DPM of his own. And Weekend in this very slow building game on Sand River here, they outmind and outplay Mafia completely on a tactical level.
Yeah, just really nice from Weekend, not committing to this 1-2 push, and then rotating and catching this BZ in the B8. Just really nice. Well done by Weekend to find these kills. I mean, it's really important, I guess, for them to have these info towers that, you know, you do get from winning the North, so... Just shows having info is quite important.
Yeah, and I mean, Kano, he doesn't even care that he takes 1500 damage for making that kill. He can just go in. He was full HP at the start of that. He gets another kill, 3 tanks remaining for Mafia. I don't think Weekend will be able to clean up all of those, but Weekend, somewhat surprised. Like, I thought if Weekend had an angle into this game, then it would be playing a very quick game, surprising Mafia, one of those, you know, signature style Weekend pushes that really catch the enemy team off guard. And I thought if it was going to a longer game, then yeah, then it would be problems for them, but they proved me wrong, and they even kill all tanks here. So Weekend, in a very, very convincing round number 1, take the lead in the match, and they put the pressure on Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, just a nice round from Weekend, showing that they can play slow if they want to. Mafia, I don't know really what happened. They just rotated, got spotted out, had no cover for the BZ, and yeah, they just lost on, had to do something after, because there was 2 minutes left and they were a gun down.
Well, and I think taking a look at the damage numbers here, we really start the problems. We really start seeing the problems emerging. This kind of synergy that Mafia was building on with like the light tank spotting, the STRB shooting, and Mafia just taking the positions that would force Weekend into a push into the STRB, that just didn't happen. I mean, when your light tank is top damage with not even 3k, something must have gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this STRV only doing 2.6, but I mean, there wasn't really a way for him to be in this game. He was kind of forced to push in, and that's not what you want in an STRV.
I think Mafia probably fell into the trap of believing the same thing I did, that Weekend were going to be playing a very, very quick game. They wouldn't want to let Mafia set up, and that was why the STRB pick came out. And to be honest, I mean, kudos to Weekend as well with the mind games kind of to leave the STRB pick open, maybe kind of baiting Mafia into it, and then saying like, yeah, you want to play the slow game? We have more patience.
Yeah, yeah, just really stopping the STRV from getting anything useful out of this game.
And that is also kind of hard to do, to be honest, because if you give the STRV a millimeter of an opening, I mean, he's going to strike with 500 alpha. But the fact that he has like 2.6k at the end, and he probably farmed like at least 3 shots when Weekend at the end were just driving when they were hungry for the kills, that means that for essentially 10 minutes, he wasn't doing anything.
No, he's probably just touring about, maybe enjoying a cocktail. I don't know. He probably got one shot on, like, probably only 1 or 2 shots at the end as well, so it's probably really only like a K and a half, maybe, he got like during the whole game. Before it was over.
Well, phase 1 score. Mafia also struggling there against Weekend a little bit. 3-2, so already having to give up a point to Weekend there. And if Weekend managed to turn this around today, I mean, 3 points would be good, 4 points would be great, but both would be disastrous for the team from Poland. So let's see how they respond. This time around, Mafia banning the SRV K91 ban coming up from Weekend. And they're going to start with a Dravec and MBY, a CS63, double Dravec actually, double CS63, Leopard and T100, triple Dravec. I guess they just don't want me to stop talking.
No, they don't. Mafia very more confirmed. SGB, interesting. RHM, 1 430U, double E50M, 1 M5Y, and a Dravec.
All right. I'm a passionate STB hater.
Yep.
What about you?
Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we agree on something. Thank God. Yeah, I hate STB. I think it's terrible, honestly. Much rather have a UDES, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Daki dislikes it as well. But there's something some players see in it, and we do see it sometimes having great results. Sunshine bows out of the info tower because Kono was driving very aggressively there, obviously trying to deny Sunshine that info and even willing to give up some HP in the process. He is successful. Now we'll have to wait and see how this south engagement here is going to play out. The Hurricane is going to grab the strike. Rexa, great snapshot into Paradise.
Yeah, but Paradise getting this position, I don't know how useful it will be when you can't really peek that well with the CS turret, but they did get the strike in the south. They are out up a strike, so it looks like we're in for another quite a long game, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Then again, that can be sometimes deceiving, but given the fact that both teams are essentially spread out over the entirety of the map, it might be a long game. Then again, Kono spotting out Sunshine. And yes, Sunshine gets the jump on him by getting a shot in as well, but we, the all-knowing observers, of course, see that there is a lot of hungry mediums from Mafia that are roaming around in this area, and Sunshine thinks better of it and drives back. That's probably the mature decision and the right decision as well.
Yeah, I think can't see who it is. The E50M below the camera did get spotted, I think, by Paradise, so I think they knew this push was actually coming, and that's why they're evacuating with the LT. And I mean, I think Trash Panda also getting in some nicer position and setting up for a crossfire if they decide to push zero line.
Yeah, I think Mafia could be baiting themselves a little bit. It's always so fun to drive out of this area with those E50Ms. Then again, the own spawn locations, the sniper positions, have been abandoned by Weekend, so there's nothing really covering that. Double CS Bark is not gonna drive in with that E50M. First ram came through. Orzhik ram as well. Paradise down towards 1100, and those double E50Ms with the funny button are gonna absolutely wreak havoc on those CSs, but there's a lot of strikes coming in as well to support against those E50Ms. The sniper tanks doing the job too. Yes, one of these CSs falls, but Orzhik not soon to follow, and this push wasn't really it. The 430U by Rexa just too late to save the allied E50Ms.
Yes, Orzhik now down to 19 health. Probably will get striked out by something. Yep, there you go. Hellrap does manage to secure him with big strike though, and I mean, the Hurricane in the north will probably die out to Rexar, but I mean, the damage is... I mean, looking at it, it's not that bad, actually. 2 for 2 guns. Health is even. Sunshine took a lot of damage. She's on just under 400 health now.
I think that's the biggest problem, that the T100 LT that is normally supposed to have the late game potential has been completely wrecked. Kano in that position also taking a lot of damage, and Conrad doesn't even shoot at Clownzik, who is shooting at him from behind instead. Good focus fire. Kano goes down. All of a sudden Mafia fighting with more guns. Yes, Conrad will bite the dust, but he puts another big one into Evil, who also takes a lot of fire from that 430U behind him. Dravets, Hellrap, he cannot do anything but push Yuzek, but he's pushing into a DPM heavy tank that also does very well hold down.
Yeah, you would expect Hellrap to lose this fight in the north, and I think with that, it's gonna probably close out for Mafia winning this round. I mean, this push didn't look that well in the 9-0, but it looks like it paid off.
Yeah, I think we were focused a little bit too much on how much damage the E50Ms were taking, but in the meanwhile, Mafia were able to push that 430U through the D&E line. They also had the STB in support from the middle of the map, and all of it just worked well together, using the E50Ms as battering rams, sacrificial lambs. But yeah, the lamps are actually going to go out for Weekend in this round, and Mafia will equalize it 1-1 after Sand River.
Maybe the STB is just, you know, the GOAT tank. Is it the first time it's played?
It might just be. I don't recall any STB in this season so far, so STB 100% win rate confirmed? I don't know.
Oh. Damn, I hope this doesn't affect the meta.
This doesn't bring me joy.
No, it doesn't. I don't want to see more people taking STBs. I really don't.
But yeah, kudos to Mafia to coming back like that. Like, at first, I thought the E50M push wasn't gonna work out when I saw that they were snipers. Then I saw the snipers repositioning, and I was like, alright, maybe now it can work out. Then I saw how much damage they were taking, and I was like, it's over. And then all of a sudden the CS63s died, and I was like, we're so back. So, well, it's an up and down.
Yeah. I mean, these E50Ms obviously not doing a lot of damage, but yeah, I mean, sacrificing their lives to catch the double CS, so worth it.
And sometimes that's just what you have to do, you know, the high impact gameplay to secure the win for your own team. Orzhek and Barkis doing that. It's not going to help Orzhek with his DPG, but I don't think he particularly cares if he wins the rounds.
No, I mean, looking at Sunshine damage is really not nice. 2 shots of damage is really not great. Hellwrap as well, only 1,000. I don't know where he was, but he was on K-Line, so yeah, you'd expect kind of a bit more from the LT and the Dravik.
Well, that means Sand River is as dusty as it is also done, and we are now going to switch over to Tundra, which is quite the different beast. I think Weekend for them, getting the 1-1 on Mafia's pick on Sand River, a little bit of a success, to be honest. Like, if you come out of the opponent's map pick 1-1 and you're maybe even the underdog, which at this point I don't even know who's the underdog between the two, but yeah, and you can head comfortably into your own map pick knowing that you haven't lost the map 2-0, but instead it's all even. I think so far so good for the Ukrainians.
Yeah, I think they definitely take this 1-1 on their map pick, or Mafia's map pick, so... And now they're on their map pick, and well, I guess they're hoping for 2-0 on this one. Much
I mean,
more their player style as well, I guess.
It would put them on match point. That's the other thing, right? And then Mafia would be highly under pressure, but we aren't there yet. First of all, let's take a look what either team doesn't want to see. And for Weekend, that's going to be the 430U. And Mafia, they don't want to get ambushed by a bunch of 50Bs. Understandable, to be honest, having watched the previous matches this season. And that means Weekend are going to be starting with quintuple BZ75 together with a CS63 and a 140.
And for Mafia, double BZ, 3 M5Ys, a CS and a 140.
To be honest, I guess kind of similar-ish approaches.
Yeah,
like
a bit slower for Mafia, but still quite brawly, I guess.
I would assume so, yeah. Mafia obviously banking on a little bit of a longer engagement, being able to not having to focus fire immediately, because if you have that many MVYs, they want to, you know, trade and peek a little bit for a small time, so they can spread out the damage, get the charges up on the DPM ability. Profuse taking that info tower with the 140 does not get reset because Weekend, they have everything in the north, and they obviously know that someone from Mafia needs to be out of game for this. Kono, the artillery strike gets placed. Kano, this time around, gets the priority, but there is a big overpush coming in from Mafia with all those BZ-75s. They want to go in, they want to get stuck into this fight, but so far, they're not able to punch through the defenses of Weekend.
Yeah, it looks like guns trading 1-for-1. Trash Panda down, Hellwrap managing to secure Barkis. It's just an all-out brawl here. M5Y is probably going to be the main target here. The BZs don't really have that much DPM. Though the 140 is being lost for Weekend, and that's really not good. There goes their DPM advantage.
Indeed, but now Orzhek with the shutdown on towards Sunshine. That means 4 tanks remaining for the team of Weekend. Yes, they still have a lot of HP, but Mafia even have more, just like they have the gun. And finally, Profuse has arrived in the shootout with that 140 as well. At this point in time, he's not going to get DPM'd out anymore by the tanks of Weekend. That means Mafia comfortably able to deal with whatever Weekend was doing in this round. They're going to deal with Clownzik, then they're going to mop up Evilok, and from a 0-1, they're gonna go to a 2-1, comfortably so.
Yeah, this was quite nice from Mafia. Really just dominance performance here. Losing this 140 for Weekend was really bad, but I mean, it just seemed like Mafia just had the better focus fire here, some better crossfires as well. I mean, I think the overpeak by Weekend in the beginning also lost them like quite a lot of health, but yeah, Mafia managing to clear it out.
I think the biggest difference here was actually those MVYs in the fight. Like at the start, they all shot one target once and then switched to focus fire on a single target. That just means that the MVY DPM is going to be so much higher than the BZ-75 DPM in the fight. Meanwhile, the 140 also has shots. And this means if all guns are going to be continuously firing, then Weekend, if they're not able to blast someone immediately with the BZ-75s and remove the gun entirely from the game, then they're just going to be in a losing position due to not having the effective DPM in the fight. And that means the snowball begins and it tumbles down the mountain, and then it's an avalanche, and you cannot stop it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, his N5Ys seem to kind of just get their ability up and just rock and roll, really. I mean, Rexar on 5.9, Ortsec on 5k, you know, obviously paying off. Barsic, you know, taking all the shots in the beginning, but I mean, that's what you want from the BZ. You want him to die at the beginning and your M5Ys to just start farming up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you don't want him to die, but you definitely want him to take the damage, and then you just start blasting in the MBYs, and that's exactly what happened. So, and also Profuse, he was the one trying to take the info tower, and he's still on 4k. That means while he was scrambling to get into the fight, his gun realistically was there. It was just his HP weren't, and his HP shouldn't realistically be in the fight. So, well played to Profuse and to Mafia as a whole. I think the... Yeah, on Sand River it was kind of even, but here on Tundra, Mafia, at least in the first round, absolutely rolling over Weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the pen rate also quite nice for both teams, but the accuracy on Mafia is a lot better. And, yeah, the Weekend 140 only doing 1.3 as well. It just shows the difference between, you know, Profuse farming the entire time and the 140 seemed to get focused out and die like a minute into the game, so... Yeah.
And I mean, the 140 can almost make up for another tank, right?
Yeah.
Like with the Global Inspire that it provides, the effective DPM of the team basically goes from like 7 to 8 tanks. And that means if he's gone, it goes from 8 tanks to 6 tanks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and keep in mind, Mafia had the DPM advantage anyway because of the MBYs that were also supercharged from the abilities. So... Yeah, Weekend with the problem that they weren't able to immediately remove a gun from the game, which is what you want to do with a BZ Alpha. And after that, they're at the losing end of the stick. This time around, Mafia once again, 50B ban. Weekend don't want to see a BZ75, and it seems like they haven't read the description on how the Dravet skill works because they're bringing 6 of them together with a CS63.
Yeah, Mafia, much more diverse lineup with 1 Dravic only, 3 M5Ys, 1 140, and double 430U.
Well, Weekend switching around, they do bring an Inspire Medium. That's going to make the Dravet's ability just that little bit better. Still 5 of them, though. So let's see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I know my when I was doing my OCS team, I had a few people hating when I would take anything more than 2 Dravics. So, yeah, 5 Dravics, I think they'd be furious. So, yeah.
Well, let's see if they're gonna get proven wrong. Weekend, they could still be winning this, starting with a slither more of HP, you could say, as Profuse once again is gonna take the info tower. Good shot as well. That's gonna enable him to have a level 2 ability immediately. And yes, his gun maybe not in the fight this time around because he's spawning from east, but once again, the ability it makes up basically for an entire tank in the fight, especially considering that the Dravci are gonna be debuffing their own ability, so to speak, by being so many. Clowns immediately taking 2 shots of damage, makes it into the hull down, but that is a lot of damage coming in already, and the Dravetses by Weekend haven't even engaged. The strike comes down, it's a good one, 3 tanks tagged, but now it's going to get uncomfortable for Weekend or Mafia. That remains to be seen. Hellrap immediately takes a lot of damage, and I think Weekend realized that they cannot push it. Yes, they try to come in. Conrad and Barkis both taking a lot of damage, but they're not able to finish the guns right now. Rexa is DPing from the side. Finally, Conrad goes down, but Weekend able to push through. They have more HP. They need to focus out the guns. Hellrap almost down and out. Orzik the same for him, but the quick double kill coming through for Mafia, who are scrambling to stay alive here. Yes, they have more guns, but they don't have the HP. Orzik falls. Trash Panda in return as Clownzik gets quadrupled by tanks from Mafia. He absolutely blows up. The focus fire from the Polish team, just overwhelming.
Yeah, just so much better focus fire here from Mafia. And keeping their guns alive. Barkis keeps alive as well. It's just really nice from Mafia to keep their guns just alive in this game. And just, I mean, Weekend, I really don't know about this overpush. I feel like they could have just chilled. They had 2 strike controls as well. Like, I feel like they could have just chilled with the CS in the North Strike and then just covered him. But chose to push in. It looked really good as well. They got 2 guys down to 1 shot, basically, but didn't manage to get the finishes.
I think what Weekend did was kind of the worst thing that they could have done, that they stopped.
Yeah.
Like, I feel either you don't start driving at all, or you carry through.
Yeah, they had a bit
But once
of
you start
hesitation.
driving, you don't stop. That was the problem.
Yeah. They did kind of stop a little bit in the crossfire instead of just continuing getting the 2 guns out that they managed to put down to 1-shots. And then, after they stopped and realized it was kind of too late, really. And, because the guns were just focused out so much better for Mafia.
I mean, I think the actual thing that kept Mafia in the game here was the focus fire. If it wasn't that good, then they lose.
Yeah.
So I guess chapeau to Mafia for being able to pull that off. And normally, I think it shouldn't work, but it did in this instant. Like, 1, the good focus fire, and 2, that, let's say, 1.5, 2-second hesitation by Weekend. That is what absolutely cost them. And I mean, for Weekend this time around, the tanks are sort of grouped more like you wanted to. The 140 on the top, the CS63 is meant to be a DPM medium as well, together with 2.3k strike damage and 1400 on the 140 as well. So I think those 2 mediums by Weekend were trying to do everything they could to sort of spread out the damage, get it done with the strikes. But yeah, Mafia hold down positions, shielding, then focus fire. It was just like one step of what Weekend was doing there, and that means that Weekend are now staring down the barrel of a match point without taking any points. That would be a problem for them, because I think that would possibly lock them into the lower bracket for the playoffs.
Yeah, not great for Weekend. I mean, obviously not that much. Well, obviously don't need to worry about not qualifying now, but obviously it'd still be very nice to, get into the top positions. But I mean, it's looking not great for them.
And the other thing that's looking not great for them is that Tundra and Cliff, I would say, are more similar in pace than Tundra and Sand River. So, if anything, those fast-paced maps, out of all things, have not worked out for Weekend so far, in this match at least. So, yeah, Cliff being played now. Let's see. They need to survive 2 rounds on this one to even make it to tiebreaker or to claim a singular point in this game, which at this point in time would maybe be an achievement. Maybe not what they would have wanted before the match, but at this time it's maybe what they are kind of hoping for. And for Mafia, I mean, locking themselves into the upper bracket, that is realistically what you would like, and what many people would assume Mafia kind of wants from themselves. Weekend banning BZ, Mafia banning 50B, and this means Weekend are gonna start with an absolute in-your-face lineup. That's gonna be quadruple CS63, double E50M, and a TVP. If anything, Weekend are gonna go out with a bang.
Yeah, that's a scary lineup to fight. But Mafia bringing 1 M5Y, 3 bats, 1 E50M, 1 430U, and an RHM. So they should see this coming, probably.
Both teams extremely light. There is a singular heavy that, well, it's not the heaviest of heavies with that MBY. I guess the E50M has been promoted in the field to being the heavy tank in this game. Mafia with that brutal clip potential in all of those bat shots. Obviously, they're driving towards the middle, whereas Weekend are approaching through the western part of the map, getting spotted by that E50M that does not reveal himself, however, as Mafia with the immediate overpush. Kono with the block as well against the CS63. That immediately takes a lot of damage, also from the backlines as well. Profuse might be able to finish, but of course Kono has to evacuate, and it's going to be Barkis from the backlines to shut Evil down. Weekend are gonna start the match with a man down.
Yeah, it's even worse, though. They have full topside control for Mafia, which, they can start pressuring Cap. They get the strike around the hill. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for Weekend to get back into this game.
I mean, I tend to agree with you. The map is split in a way where I think the only kind of weak link or thing for Mafia right now is that the E50M in J2 is kind of stuck. Like, he might be able to get pot shots in towards the middle, but that's the only thing he's not going to be useful for. But the rest is just bad for Weekend. They have to start this repush from the donut in the middle of the map, and time again, it has been the same story for 15 plus years now. If you have to do this repush, you're going to bleed heavily, although Conrad also pays a big price.
Yeah, TVP on the side, giving him a full clip. So Conrad is only a one-shot now. Will go down to Clownzik. He misses or something. He will go down though. But I mean, the crossfire from Mafia is just incredible, honestly.
And the thing is, like in a normal random battle, the Batchats would now be reloading for a long time, but that's not going to happen this time around. However, one of the Batchats actually gets caught in the reload, and keep in mind, Mafia are playing with a light tank that doesn't have so much DPM, but Paradise is not going to be able to do this 1v1 against Orzhek. The 50M with the funny button. Kono might be threatening as well from the side. Paradise getting tagged from the middle of the map down to 1k. That is a 3-shot for any of those tanks there. Make that a 2-shot. Barexa actually dying with the Batchat on the other side of the map as Paradise has to drop, but he's gonna get picked up by Kono with that light tank, equalizing the guns once again, and Mafia find themselves at a 1k advantage.
It's really not that bad, actually, for Weekend to say they repushed mid into, like, amazing crossfire. Oh, Kono going over, though, into Brufus, taking a bunch. I don't know about this push, though. He's bounced 2, 3, doesn't even get the vault off.
Yeah, that clip, let's just say the best thing about it was that there was a lot of stuff for improvement, and this means that Clowns is going to be the only one for Weekend remaining in the game, in the match, and he's not going to last much longer, judging by the amount of his HP, and that means that Mafia, after stumbling in game number 1, are going to absolutely reverse sweep Weekend here with the 4 rounds in a row. They're gonna send them down into the lower bracket of the AMD OLS Season 6 playoffs.
Yeah, just nice from Mafia. I mean, just a nice opener versus what Weekend did. Obviously, Kono, the birthday boy, blocking the CS on the hill is just obviously fantastic to see, completely stopping him from getting anywhere useful, and yeah, a free kill for Mafia, and they managed to snowball it from there.
And I think for Mafia as well, this was kind of a very much needed, let's call it a confidence victory here, because things weren't going so well for them so far in phase 2, especially of the OLS. But now I think it's fair to say dispatching of Weekend in such a way that can be, you know, gaining momentum towards those playoffs. Of course, there's not going to be another match that will have to be played on Thursday, but I think by getting such a convincing victory right here, like shortly before the playoffs, that kind of sets the tone as well for this all-important weekend where, pun not intended, by the way, where, you know, the real money is going to be earned.
Yeah, I mean, definitely helpful for Mafia to such a convincing victory over another top 4 enemy. Definitely a confidence builder to go into at least tomorrow and definitely the weekend.
Well, and where does all of this leave us here? Mafia, they really like playing the MVY, and what we all knew that they could do, they proved today. Focus fire absolutely on point. First of all, let's remind you all, and we already talked about the future streams. There is going to be the last stream of the phase 2 of the OLS. That's going to be on Thursday, same place, same time, twitch.tv/worldoftanks. And then on the weekend, as I said, the all-important playoffs are going to be taking place with NA involvement, as well as the American OLF is going to finish then too on Saturday and Sunday. The stream is going to be starting at 2 p.m. UTC, that's 4 p.m. CEST for those in Middle European time zones, or 3 p.m. if you're living where Ian lives.
Yippee. UK. Love that place.
You sound so enthusiastic. Also, thank you very much to everyone that's been buying the prediction bundles. That will be able, you will be able to do that until I believe Thursday night or Friday early morning. You are supporting the prize pool with that for the players. 100% of the proceedings are gonna go into the prize pool. Contrary to popular belief, it's not going into a Lamborghini for myself. So please, if you like what you're seeing, consider buying maybe a prediction bundle or maybe the trio bundle or any of those bundles realistically. As I said, 100% of the proceedings going to the players at the end of the day.
Yeah, very nice for the players.
And of course, here you see the token earnings as well. Today, you're able to get 5. Thursday, it'll be 5, and Saturday and Sunday, respectively, it'll be 10 each. What is What can you do with those tokens? Well, you can get a bunch of goodies. The best of those, I would say, at least personally, is the E75 TS Tier 8 Premium Tank. And here you have the standings after today. W recovering from their huge 1-loss streak and are now on a 1-win streak once again. Absolute top of the board. I think that's the first time that W is going to go into the playoffs as the first team, first place. But as we saw with Hit in some of the previous seasons, being first in the regular season doesn't always mean you're going to win the playoffs.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, obviously W doing quite well, getting third or fourth and then winning the whole thing, so maybe it'll be hit and runs this time.
I mean, that's really a story arc that has yet to be concluded, right? Hit, they have won everything, literally everything, except for OLS, whereas W looking for their fourth victory, and other teams really looking for their first victory. So a lot of those teams probably with a lot of motivation into those playoffs. But yeah, one more thing that we should always mention as we do at the end of the stream is obviously going to be, if you haven't been able to completely claim the drops yet, we're gonna raid the man, the myth, the legend himself. We're going to be raiding Daki after. The drops will be active there as well, so you can claim your tokens. And with all of that being said and done, Ian, thank you very much for a very entertaining match to cast with you, and we'll be seeing all of you on Thursday.
So are you coming with us?